What in the wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. So they go guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The demolition, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning, one and all. Welcome to Mornings with Mike Winters. I am he. That would be me, Mike Winters. Happy Monday, everybody.
Yeah, buddy.
Welcome to it.
It was a busy weekend.
Busy weekend, golf tournaments, and concerts, and
baseball games all over the place.
Oh, my. Yeah.
Oh, my.
A whole bevy of activity this weekend. But, yeah, busy weekend. Had good weekends for everybody, I think. Sean had a good weekend.
Yeah.
I had a good weekend. And we'll talk about our weekend here in a little bit.
Indeed.
But, yeah, good weekend. Yeah, officially
Look at you.
gone bananas.
Nice. I was going to ask if you got any swag. Heck
Gone
yeah.
bananas over
That's awesome.
on yesterday.
That's fantastic. And I gotta ask, first of all, how much was that?
It was free.
Really?
This was when we got to our seats, every cup holder had one of these in it.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, these were free.
And second thing is, are you aware of the fact that you could fully work at like an In-N-Out in that thing?
You know,
visit ABQ.
yeah, I think technically this is not a banana.
Yeah.
I think this was an Albuquerque
Like a tourism
promotion thing. But it's good.
I don't care, man. I'm gonna wear a banana on my head.
If I turn it this way, I feel like I work with Judge Reinhold in Fast Times at Ridgemont High. Yeah. We went bananas
That's
this week.
awesome. Yes. Mike, obviously heading up to... And your game was Sunday.
Yeah, we went to the Sunday game.
Okay, see, I thought for some reason your game was Saturday night.
No, we didn't get in on the Saturday night game.
Okay.
We didn't get tickets for that one. We got the Sunday afternoon game.
Okay.
So, yeah. So we went up we actually went up Saturday, but we went to the game yesterday. So
Okay.
it was a lot of fun.
Yeah. They're in Isotope Stadium.
Yes,
Nice.
It was beautiful. It's the first time I've been to that park. It's a really nice park.
And so now it's the Savannah Bananas versus the Party Animals.
The Party Animals. That's their team
Okay.
they take on each time.
Are they from a place, or are they just the
They're
Party
just
Animals?
the Party Animals.
Okay.
And matter of fact, when they introduce them, because they do everything's a show, man. It's just when they came out, they had them in like the cool lowrider cars, and they
Nice.
would come driving out. They do this whole spiel, and they come out and they do their dance routine and all this.
Nice.
It is such a if you have kids, it's such a cool thing to take the kids to.
Yeah.
Like that is the perfect family experience. They have so much, because it's really, I mean, the adults have fun, but it's really all about the kids.
Oh,
they
sure.
get the kids involved and let the kids just have so much fun with it. And I think if you're a kid there, I mean, it's that they just create a fun time. It's like, and they play real baseball.
That was my next question. Is it like a full 9-inning game?
It's
or
a
is it
2-hour time limit.
Okay.
And yes, they go 9 innings or 2 hours. If there's a tie at the 2-hour time limit, then they have a pitcher hitter. We didn't get to that, but where it's like a home run derby kind of thing.
Okay.
But yeah, it's real baseball. They alter the rules slightly for the banana ball.
Sure.
And they only play each other, and they keep a record. And matter of fact, and the banana ball or the banana ball thing between these two teams, the Bananas don't win every time. This isn't like the Globetrotters,
Right.
where every once in a while the Generals eke one out. The 2023 banana bowl or banana ball, what do they call it? The banana ball champions.
Okay.
Were the party animals.
Really?
They won the banana
So the
ball.
bananas didn't even win the championship.
And spoiler, they lost Sunday afternoon. I don't know what they did Saturday night. But
That's
I think they may have
crazy.
said it, but I missed it. But they lost.
So obviously they get up to like shenanigans and they have fun with it, but it's not like a scripted thing. It's
Oh
like they
yeah, the
actually
game
play-
itself is not scripted. The balls, hits, all that.
Okay.
You know, some of the different rules are they don't walk. You can't walk somebody.
Okay.
They've got, and I don't remember. There's some rule there where if it's something like that they could take a base and then all the players in the infield have to touch the ball before they have to stop or something like.
Really?
So it's kind of. It only happened a couple times. There's no bunting, and they say it. There's no bunting because bunting sucks. And if you get caught bunting, you're out.
It is. I will admit, whenever I'm watching like actual baseball and I see somebody bunt, I'm like, oh, that's kind of a jerk move, you know.
And so there's no bunting, but yeah, they're playing baseball and they're rocking fire and hitting and trying to catch and one actually I think one party animal actually got hurt.
Oh, really?
He got hit by a pitch and he kind of went to his base but I don't. Someone was telling me he didn't come back. So
Wow.
So yeah, I mean they play real baseball. But it's a party. It's really fun. There's songs like how you watch sports and like at a baseball game, dun dun dun, and then as soon as everyone's getting ready to play, everything stops. Not at Banana Ball, boy.
Nice.
It's just music after music, drop, and it's not even whole songs. It's
Right.
like just bits, and like next thing you know, you'll hear like a Family Guy bit in there. it's just funny. It's
awesome.
fun. They do all kind of games, all kind of stuff.
I am curious because we've talked about it in the past.
Yeah.
What was the concession situation?
Okay. The free food thing is only in Savannah.
Gotcha.
So when you do it in Savannah because that's how these other places make their nut on these is sell you food.
Sure.
And everything. So no, they didn't have that at the thing. But I got plenty of good food.
Oh, sure.
Paid a lot of money, but yeah, I had plenty of good food.
Have a taupe dog or something.
I was in our seats were in the upper deck. If you go to Isopes Park, the 300s, which is that section that's above the general mission, but it's behind home plate. It was actually really good seats. We were right behind home plate on the first base side, if that makes sense.
Yep.
Like I'm close to home plate, but we were on the first base side.
Slightly off center.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
cool.
so we had great seats. So we sat, so we were in the upper section, so we had to take stairs or elevator down to get to where most of the concessions and things were. But up in our section, they had like bars and stuff for like club level stuff for like if you got, because our section was up by if you had like season tickets and club level,
I don't think I've ever been to that part of the stadium. Every time I've been,
it's really
we
nice.
were
Down in the main level.
Now this is kind of a brag, but every time I've been to Isotopes Park, it was my dad at the time got tickets from his company, so we got like down on like the floor level.
Oh, I got you. Okay.
So I've never been up to the upper level.
Yeah, well,
But
they got the
that's pretty
luxury
cool.
boxes up behind us too, and that's where some people had their little corporate boxes and things.
Nice.
But it was really, it's a really nice stadium, and the food. Like I up near me, I found a thing where I could get hot dogs, my ice cream cones, and my beverage, and I was good to go.
That's all
I was
Mike
like,
needs.
Boom, boom, boom.
You're telling me I've got ice cream within reach? That's awesome.
But it's a lot of fun. Like they just get the games and they want you there early. Like the game started at 1:00. They wanted us there. They open like kind of the first gates at like 10:30. But then the thing to get into your seats was at 11:30.
Oh wow.
So you're kind of in the first section there, and that's where they had more concessions, little games you could play and things.
Just to keep it interesting before the game actually starts. So it's kind of like a festival.
And then you kind of lined up to get into the stadium. And during that time, they had a little concert. Like there was a local band playing some music.
Okay.
They had like a DJ / host guy. And of course, he was popping off things and throwing things out to the crowd.
Nice.
And then he takes you up to right about 15 minutes before they let you into the stadium. And right then, all of a sudden, you start hearing a band playing. And the Savannah Banana Band just comes up through the crowd. And then all of a sudden the players come in behind, jumping out of, because you're on a big crowd of people.
Right.
And next thing you know, they're jumping up on the little walls and everything, and there's bananas. The players of the band, they start doing dances and singing, throwing beads out to people,
awesome.
and then they said, "All right, come on in." And then while the bananas were doing that, the party animals were up in the upper section doing their party
mezzanine,
dance.
nice.
Yeah, doing their thing. So you're like, "Oh dang!" And so it's literally they start you off there. All right, the party begins. Come on in.
That's awesome.
And then you go, and while you're getting your seats and all, they have like a pregame show of these guys. They have the cheerleaders. They're called the Dad Bod Squad, and it's like 4 guys that look like us doing cheerleading.
That's amazing. The Dad Bod Squad.
And they all do, and they're all baseball players, so it's like family Chippendales, where they take their shirts off a lot.
Sure,
so ladies, you're
sure.
gonna love that. There's a lot of shirtless. Imagine that's weather depending on some of that colder nights.
Right,
Maybe
right.
they don't do it.
Probably didn't come up in a lot in Minnesota.
But yeah, it's just a lot of fun. Like
Nice.
one game that they did was that my wife really enjoyed. That was like the thing she talked about most. So I think that's the one thing she liked the most. Was at the beginning there before while they're still doing their pregame stuff. Hey, anybody have babies that can only crawl? They like to participate. Come, we're gonna have our baby crawl race. and so that sure enough, and then during the game. They had like a half dozen babies, and they're going to do the baby crawl. They put them out in the infield there in the grass. And they got the chariots of fire blaring over it. And then they got the line, they got a tape, and all of a sudden they start the race, and none of the babies move. They're all just sitting there kind of doo-doo.
We don't know what to do.
And then finally one starts going, and the crowd goes wild. And while the crowd's going wild for the one moving, another baby sits and just starts clapping for the other baby. Crowd goes wild again. It's just funny to watch, And
That's
finally,
great.
and then as the one baby who's like about to fit, then finally one of the other babies said, "Oh, we're supposed," it just started taking off. But the baby, it was just funny.
That's
it was just
fun.
funny family fun. Everybody had a good time. It was
Nice.
simple stuff like that. A lot of, all the cheesy hokey pokey songs. They do all of that
They
stuff.
do
and the
those
crowd just
like
had-
the shenanigan pitches where it's like 3 pitchers at the same time. Or
They didn't do a lot of that in this one. Sometimes they do. They do a lot of walk-up dances and a lot of like. There was one part where they introduced a walk-up video for one of the party animals, and I'm like, "What happened?" The game just literally stopped, and there's a video, and they're showing one of the party animals, and he's out in the field like doing this. He comes out of the outfield into it's the whole thing's like that.
I like the idea of like that somewhere there's like a 14-year-old boy just practicing dance moves in front of a mirror, and his mom comes in. He's like, "What are you doing?" Like, "I want to be a Savannah Banana, Mom."
Oh, it is a show. It's just it's so funny, and it's and I wonder, it's like how many of these guys are athletes versus guys that want to
Right.
be in like dance troops?
Like that's the
Because-
thing. You have to be good at baseball. You have to be a good baseball player, and then also
Yeah.
on top of it, learn choreography
Yeah, and
all that
it's
stuff.
it's not like they're guys, and it's not complete, but it's done. It's well done, and these guys and they're athletic. They're doing flips and cartwheels. Like the first base coach is you're dancing for, and next thing you know, he starts doing moonwalking and Michael Jackson stuff over here. It's just crazy. The pitchers, like sometimes the pitchers, they wear like different parts. Like their uniforms are uniforms, but they're very casual on it. Like the pitcher will walk out and he's kind of shirtless. Like I think the Bananas pitcher for the last inning just had blue sweatpants on. That was
wow.
it. He wasn't even like in uniform. and like one guy had a quiver carrying it. I mean, it's just they got all. One guy's running around in a motorcycle helmet the whole time. Never see his face, but it's literally there's a guy on stilts that plays.
He actually plays?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
He's at bat and everything.
Wow.
And that guy is good on stilts. He dances on stilts. He's on stilts the whole time.
Wow.
Like he comes walking in like when they
Did he run the
introduce.
bases on stilts?
I think so. Yeah, he ran
Jiminy
bases.
Christmas.
He's dancing on stilts. Like I saw him do dances that I couldn't do
Yeah.
on the ground
Yeah.
on stilts. That guy was like he was unnatural on like he was literally walking around navigating life like you or I without stilts.
Wow.
I was impressed with that guy.
That's really cool.
It's a 10. So
I definitely want to check a show out eventually.
yeah. I know we're
Yeah, well-
bowling for soup.
We'll talk about it.
Okay, we'll do
we
it.
We got other stuff to get to, but yeah, it was a great weekend. It was a
But it
fantastic
was really
concert.
cool. Good concert was really cool.
Oh,
I looked I saw some pictures and I saw the little video and And I saw, I guess it was like a group of 4 y'all went together.
It was me, Misty, Jocelyn, and Angelo.
Yeah.
We went. It was a great time. Crowd was fantastic. We'll dive into it in a little bit, but yeah, the whole experience was. I do have to shout out. I've never been here. I've been to Clovis like 20 times, but never actually been to Clovis in my entire life.
Okay.
Because like I get over the hill and turn to go to Texas,
Gotcha.
to go to Oklahoma.
Clovis proper.
I've never been into Clovis proper.
Gotcha.
We found a restaurant in Clovis. There's a little hole in the kind of a drive-in style restaurant called Foxy's.
Okay. I saw the picture. That the steak fingers?
Oh my God, dude. I'm so happy we found this. Like we were trying to figure out where we're going to eat.
Yeah.
We got there. And I literally in my phone typed delicious or inexpensive delicious food near me.
Yeah.
And that's what came up.
Well.
And they were right.
Nice.
Yeah. I haven't had steak fingers in a really long time. It's hard to find a good steak finger, but man, oh man, they were great.
Nice.
It was fantastic. But
deal.
shout out to Foxy's. But
Nice.
we'll kind of dive into the whole experience of it here in a little bit.
Yeah, Saturday night we went to a place called Scarpa's.
Okay.
We had a pizza,
I've actually heard of
pizza
Scarpa's,
and all.
yeah.
Really good. I had a wild mushroom pizza. Pretty
Ooh,
good.
nice.
Pretty
Now
good.
wait, wild mushroom?
That's what they called it. And it had
Okay.
like several different types of mushrooms.
Really?
No, those kind of mushrooms.
Well, because I wonder, because like Maria Mascara is kind of more popular these days.
Okay.
It's the Mario mushroom. There's
Okay. Yeah,
10
there
minutes
it
right
was.
there.
I don't know. It was a medley of mushrooms, and I asked for bacon because you know me.
Because you're a savage.
But it was very good. It was very
Nice.
good. Brick oven pizza. It's really
Heck
good. So, let me give you the rundown for the show today. We're going to replay an interview this hour. Last week we had Amy McVeigh-Tejas join us. We introduced Troy Hayes as the 2024 recipient of the Heritage Dinner. Had a great conversation with them, so we're going to play that for you here in just a few. In the 8 o'clock hour, we're going to have folks from the group Moms Loving Hope. They're a nonprofit organization, and they've got their big week-long Roswell Spectacular Carnival that's going to be kicking off April 25th, this Thursday, and remaining through May 5th out at the Wool Bowl and everything. So they're going to be having fun, carnivals, multiple nights, concerts, all kind of stuff. So we're going to talk with them about that week of fun out at the Wool Bowl. And then in the 9 o'clock hour, about 9:15, we're going to have the Roswell Invaders. They have a new manager, Garrett
Nice.
Toddy. And, of course, the team's getting together for spring training, so they're all coming back into town. The gang's getting back together. So we're going to have manager Garrett Toddy for the Roswell Invaders join us.
Hey, Invaders, you want to up your game? You want to like get the attendance up? Savannah Bananas.
Bananas.
Actually, matter of fact,
Learn to dance.
Patty Chicken on the chat. Roswell Invaders should try that. Because I mean, what do you got to lose? Learn a couple of dance moves.
Hey.
Make your walk-up music a little more interesting and choreograph it.
You know what? Yeah. Go shirtless.
That's right. By the way, Greg checking on the chat said, Mike got the bananas. Now he gets the right stuff and hanging tough.
Yeah, that
Hey,
is coming up in July.
don't forget DJ Jazzy Jeff.
Yeah, that's true. That's not till July.
That's right.
So I got a little time between
A little
now
bit of
and then,
time.
so. Very good. Yeah, that's the show. That's what we got planned. It is 7:23. Let's go ahead and take a look at your weather. And I think it's going to be nice today. I really didn't pay attention, but I think it's supposed to be nice.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. A little bit of cloud cover possible early today, but we get plenty of sunshine in the afternoon. Fairly comfortable temperatures with high pressure over the Four Corners region. Going up to about 80, might be a little bit breezy, but not bad. Clear tonight and down to a low of 50, and then a big boost on our daytime highs coming up on Tuesday. We're in the low 90s with sunny skies. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton, and that's your latest forecast.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 52 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 66%. Winds out of the south at 8 miles per hour. Partly cloudy today, early, then gradually becoming full-on sunny. Expect a high of 80 today with south winds 10 to 15 miles per hour. Clear skies tonight with an overnight low of 51 degrees. South winds 15 to 20. They'll drop down 5 to 10 after midnight. Sunny for you Tuesday. Highs in the 90s tomorrow. 93 the expected high with south winds 5 to 15 miles per hour. Tomorrow night, mostly clear, overnight low of 53. Southwest winds 10 to 15. Wednesday, mostly sunny and 83 for a high. Winds out of the north 5 to 15 miles per hour. Thursday, partly cloudy. Expect a high of 89 and windy. And then Friday, we're looking at sunny skies, highs in the mid-80s. And then weekend, windy on Saturday with highs around 87 under sunny skies, sunny and 84 breezy on Sunday. So warm this week and winds, typical New Mexico. That's kind of what we're looking at. All right, it is 7:25. We're going to take a quick 3-minute break. Your Roswell Livestock Report with Smiley Wooten. Then we're going to play our interview with Amy and Troy Hayes from the Historical Society, talking about Heritage Dinner. That's up on the other side. Don't go away.
Good morning, this is Smiley Wooten at the Roswell Livestock Auction. A good-sized April run for this week with a nice selection of all classes of cattle, especially good quality native calves, light yearlings, young, middle-aged, short-term pairs, and bred cows. We expect to sell 1,400 head. Break it down like this: 175 to 200 weighing cows and bulls, 200 225 pairs of bred cows, 1,050 calves and yearlings. Today's sale will include 75 to 100 cow-calf pairs, several sets of young and middle-aged pairs, mostly black, white-face, red, white-face English crossbreds with calves out of Angus, Hereford, and Charolais bulls. To include 20 bred cows, a Pelican Ranch, Wink, Texas, excellent quality black, white-face, red, white-face. These cows 47 years old, English cross, bred to Angus Charolais bulls. 35 bred cows at LS Ranch, Corona, New Mexico. Good quality, small and medium frame desert crossbred cows, bred to Angus and Pole Hereford bulls. These cows 3 to 6 years old. 40 cows, Cordova Ranch, Los Lunas, New Mexico. Good quality, medium frame Hereford and red white-face cows. Approximately 15 pairs on these. These cows 5 to 9 years old. Several sets of young open cows today, 3 to 6 years old. 162 light yearlings, RL Ranch here at Roswell. Good quality black, white-face Charolais crossbred yearlings, weaned 120 plus days, 2 rounds of shots, good flesh, bunk broke, 550, 750 pounds. 40 calves, Mr. T.A. Mays Ranch at Carlsbad. Excellent quality black, white-face Angus crossbred calves, Bow Shield Gold 7-way. Thin to medium condition, 350, 450 pounds. 68 calves, Mr. David Gable at Roe Mesa, New Mexico. Good quality black, white-face Charolais crossbred calves. Cattlemaster 5, 7-way, medium condition, 575 pounds. 23 calves, the Cordova Ranch at Los Lunas. Excellent quality Hereford and red white-face calves. These calves light, 250, 350 pounds. 30 light yearlings at Chillicothe Ranch, Valentine, Texas. Excellent quality black, white-face Angus crossbred. They are yearlings, medium condition, right off grass. 500, 700 pounds. Several other consignments of excellent quality lightweight calves with condition. Sale time this morning be 9 o'clock. Sell pairs of bred cows 10. Be selling calves and yearlings about 11:30. We expect to sell 1,400 head here today. This is Smiley Wooten, Roswell Livestock Auction.
Senator Greg Nybert is known as a conservative Republican who is effectively fighting for us in Santa Fe. In the last session, Greg Nybert helped stop harmful legislation that would penalize New Mexico businesses with outrageously expensive financial burdens. He knows small businesses do not need more regulation. Greg Nybert helped defeat progressive attempts to make it illegal for New Mexicans to own certain types of firearms and firearm accessories. He knows it's important to protect our rights. During his legislative career, Greg has been responsible for stopping numerous anti-oil and gas bills. He knows it is important to protect our jobs. Senator Greg Nybert is the only candidate for District 27 who has a proven record of protecting us from big government intrusion. Greg Nybert stands for the rights of the people and pledges to continue his work. Please vote for Greg Nybert for Senate District 27.
Paid for by Greg Nybert for State Senate.
The tool used to measure your feet at the shoe store is called a Brannock device. The person that measures your feet at home for no reason is called a creep with a foot fetish. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 20 minutes after 9 o'clock, and joining us in studio this morning from the Historical Society for Southeast New Mexico, Amy McVeigh-Tejas, joining us on the phone this morning. And we have in studio this morning. On the phone, we do have our guest.
We have a special guest.
A special guest who is our honoree for this year's Heritage Dinner. I'll let Amy kind of do a little background here before we introduce our guest on the phone.
Sure. For those of you who listening are unaware, every year the Historical Society for Southeast New Mexico has an annual award ceremony that is one of our primary fundraisers. Emphasis on award, but it is incidentally a fundraiser too. This is one of the legacies of Roswell and the Historical Society. And we've had from our mayor, Tim Jennings, to individuals we just recently lost, including Mr. Gill. So the list is long and distinguished. I'm proud to say
Solace family a few years ago.
Yes.
Yeah, so we've kind of, it's broad, but
It is.
But to the point, it's all people or organizations that have had a big impact on Southeast New Mexico.
Well, and we take it very seriously. So when you say a who's who, to us, it is solely an individual or individuals that have impacted our area and impacted the history for future generations. So when you hear this name of the individual we're fixing to speak of, let me tell you, I've been involved with the Historical Society for over 10 years. There is not a week that goes by that this individual doesn't impact our organization in more than one way. He's a humble individual, and I'll brag upon him because I guarantee you he will not brag upon himself. But what I like most about this individual is it was a unanimous decision. Let's be clear. Once individual doesn't select, the Historical Society votes.
Yeah, as a
the
board,
takes it very, very
we
seriously.
have discussions.
We
and
speak of different
go
names.
back and forth, and gets a little combative once in a while.
But when it came to this individual, and this individual was contacted, the very, very first thing he did is honor those that have helped him get where he was. That is most important to me. Been here 10 years with the Historical Society. Never had that response. Never had that response. And so without further ado, I am honored on behalf of the Historical Society for Southeast New Mexico to honor for this. And this is the 42nd Annual Heritage Dinner.
Wow, we're getting,
if you want
we
to
got
list,
a few of these under our belt
you
now.
might, if you're listening and want a list, please let us, give us a call. We'd be love to give you a list. But we are thrilled to announce this year's recipient of the Heritage Dinner Award to our own Troy Hayes.
Absolutely. And joining us on the phone is our 2024 Heritage Dinner honoree, Mr. Troy Hayes. Sir, welcome to the show, and thank you and congratulations on this honor. We are so thankful for, to be honest, the Heritage Dinner is a small thing. You know, we're going to eat some steak and brag on you, but at the end of the day, the what you've done for that is just a modicum of appreciation we can show for that. So first off, congratulations and thank you for joining us.
Well, thank you very much, and thank you for having me. I am very surprised, honored, humbled, and excited. I got to tell you, it makes me very happy. And thank you for all those kind words. I hope I can live up to them.
Well, and for folks that may not be aware, one of the things that probably most people currently would know Troy Hayes from is our and Amy and I, we've talked about it at nauseum on this show, is the Historical Society. Our foundation scholarships are all funded through the Hayes Family Trust, through Troy Hayes and his family. They single-handedly allowed us to present checks for many kids over the years, and it's all because of Mr. Hayes and his family here. So that alone is worthy of this award, not to mention all the other behind-the-scenes stuff and things that probably people don't even know or he cares for them to know about that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? So for that alone, and so I got to ask, give folks a little bit of background about why the Hayes.
Kind words you were saying about me. I think the Historical Society, I'm getting credit for a lot of hard work that the Historical Society does. And I was so impressed when we started this program of how you guys go out and get the applications and all the work. Amy Miller at my office is on the board as well, and she was telling me how seriously y'all take this, and
Well, thanks
how
to her,
long
we're
it
good at
takes.
ciphering the numbers and stuff. She's the one that keeps us honest on the numbers. So.
That's right.
Yeah. And so I think I'm getting credit for a lot of hard work that the Historical Society does, but it's working. And it's so uplifting. Some of these kids, the program has been going on a long time. We have some that are graduating college, some in graduate school, and others that have started their career. And it's just so rewarding to see these kids and meet them and talk to them.
Absolutely, you're right. And to be honest, I think that's why we as a historical society are so proud to be a partner with you in this, because we, for us, thanks to your generosity, allows us to do this kind of thing, and because history is everything. History impacts everything. That's the study of us is history, and so everyone, whether they want to be interested or not, they just don't realize it. And it's so important to bring those younger generations into understanding the value of history and the importance of it, and why we need to know it so we don't make the mistakes of the past, and we do so for you to provide that platform for the workers of the Historical Society, the volunteers, to go out and do this. None of it happens without the money, without that ability to do that. And so we can go and try to put as many Band-Aids on things as possible, but thanks to you and what your family has decided to say, this is something I want to garner. I know you're humble and kind of like, no big deal, but put it this way, there are hundreds, I would say safely hundreds of youth that are not all youth anymore, that are adults and living their own lives, are
Hayes and the trust doing what they're doing, we wouldn't have these individuals following suit, whether it was Character Counts and Chaves County Health Council, TSI Family Fund, FM Nelson, Dairy Producers of New Mexico, the Kyle Whitefoot Training, Alfredo with Raviga, without Troy helping to do what he started, if you will, the legacy.
Which that's a win. That's a 10 out of 10 win touchdown end of game right there. To me, you can't ask for better results than that. So that's awesome. So I know that because you do what you do because you want to do it. Please understand that impact you have had has positively impacted so many people and will continue to do so. And quite frankly, a steak dinner is not enough to say thank you, but it's the best we can do.
That's for sure. But it's not just any steak dinner.
It's
Pepper's Bar
It'll
and
be
Grill.
a really good steak dinner, but yes.
I'm going to tell you one individuals that were, I think, just more excited than Troy was Peppers to know who they're working on this menu for.
So they're going to step up their game even more so than they normally do.
So it's not just any steak dinner, it's Peppers.
It is a Peppers. Well, we cannot have a heritage dinner without Peppers as a part of it. We talk of tradition, we talk of history, and Peppers and heritage
dinners recently, we've got more involved just as I think it's a menu. It's not just a menu, it's a reflection. So when we sat down with Troy Hayes and said, what would the Troy Hayes dinner look like?
Yeah.
I think we're going to do a darn good job. But you tell me,
Mouth
Troy.
is watering already.
Here we're running down the menu for this dinner. It will consist of dinner for two, which would be 8-ounce prime rib, chicken arpois, jumbo shrimp. They're back, Mike.
I'm telling you, them shrimp might dwarf the steak. I'm just saying. I've gotten shrimp from there before, and I'm like, that's not even shrimp. That's just, what do they need to name these? They're not shrimp. They're big. But yes, you get the shrimp, and you're supposed to share it. But if do what you got to do.
We'll have baked potato, vegetable, and one of Troy Hayes' faves is we're going to have a wonderful chocolate brownie dessert.
Ooh, you're a chocolate guy, huh?
Yes.
I knew I liked him for a reason. As far as I'm concerned, there's no other desserts needed unless there's chocolate in it. So thank you for bringing chocolate to the dessert. I love the fruit things, don't get me wrong, but ain't chocolate.
Yeah, let's splurge.
Oh, man, I knew I liked this guy for a reason. He's a chocolate holic, just like me.
do not believe he will ever decline a little sweet blessing.
Hey, you can solve world problems with chocolate ice cream. I'm just saying. Yeah, absolutely. But the event will be August 13th, and of course it will be like our previous. It'll be a drive-through event, so you can you can come and we'll have our drive-through.
If you're listening, we sat down with Troy and said, again, what will a Troy Hayes event look like? We really think and we're mimicking something that we patterned on the scholarships. A reflection of some of our scholarships were the passion of Linda Hayes. And we think a lot of our scholarships speak some of her passions and the interest of Troy. So also we sat down with him. He absolutely was thrilled to offer a continued drive-through fundraiser. Therefore, individuals can celebrate Troy in unique ways in a group setting on your back porch. Hey,
we know what people want. All right, and we all do like to gather from time to time and have dinner and all, but usually on like a Thursday night, people are kind of like, I sure would love a good meal, but I don't want to put the dress or the suit on. I don't want to hear 20 hours of speeches and all of that kind of stuff. And I get it. Sometimes sometimes you just want to eat steak in your PJs. I get it. And so does the world.
Better.
That's right. And so we want to honor, but at the same time, we want to make it where it's something that people will also enjoy and want to be more apt to participate in. And quite frankly, when you tell people, come pick up a steak dinner, take it home and eat it in your PJs, everyone's like, that sounds fun.
Or we'll even deliver it to you.
Yeah, or we'll deliver it to
there
you. Or exactly where you can show up.
You can literally stay home.
We will show up in our PJs delivering it to you. No, we'll put on clothes. But you're right. We get it. We get that.
Hey, let's put it to you this way, Troy. I have a question. So let's give you this scenario.
All right.
If somebody's listening and says, hey, I want to make a $500 or $1,000 contribution for a new scholarship in honor of Troy Hayes, as long as Mike Winters delivers in his PJs, we can arrange that.
Now,
I'm just saying.
Define Mike Winters' PJs. Are we talking Victoria's Secret, or are we talking T-shirt and flannel pants?
Troy, do we agree?
No.
There you go. Hey, do we agree we're going to do what we have to do to get more money for scholarships, Troy? Right?
Yeah.
Within reason.
That's right.
Within practical reason.
I do not look good in stockings. I'm just telling you now. It's not my strong suit. You do want to not lose your appetite. So.
Oh goodness, that's so funny.
But we want to have fun with this. But we also we are so thankful for the Hayes family and Troy here and so. To be honest, it's a no-brainer. Like we were talking earlier about we have discussions on here, and years past we've had strong opinions. One, we know it should be this, it should be this. I ain't gonna lie. When this time when Troy's name came up, everyone was like, "Oh yeah, yeah."
The only thing we're upset about is we were like, we should have done this.
Yeah, we're like, wait a minute, we haven't done that already? What are you talking about? Yeah, and then we're like, no, check the thing. No, we've never done it. All right, well, shoot. Yeah, you're right. This was a no-brainer year for us for that one. It was just, it just makes sense because, and to be honest, I got a feeling some of it would have been too, because like, well, Troy's never going to go for this. He's not down for any of this kind of stuff. But we are thankful you are, and we're so glad that we get to brag on you a little bit here. And here's the thing: is this is going to continue as long as long as we can. We're going to keep providing through the Hayes family here money for the next generations of future leaders here in our community.
I'm going to brag on Troy for just a minute, and I'll let him speak to this notion. But there's no coincidence that we were having lunch yesterday. Yes, we were having peppers lunch. But what were we doing?
They didn't have steak, though. They got to say that for August.
That's right. But what we were doing was talking about the future of these scholarships. Because no matter how much we do, we're going to we're going to sit down at that table and we're going to see out of the words of Troy. And I would love for him to speak on it on behalf of the Historical Society. Once we gave him the notification, he gave a wonderful letter that will be in our newsletter. So look out for that. But Troy, let's just speak for just a minute because we'd be remiss in talking about the future of this. So can you just speak a little bit on your letter and how you mentioned just our connections in the future.
Yes. Well, I think Mr. Winter hit it when he described it as a partnership. That I think is what it is. A lot of partnerships don't work. This one has been great and continues to work, and I'm looking forward to it, to the future. We're doing more of it. It's amazing how we can change the trajectory of someone's life if we really work at it. And the society really does. It also affords me an opportunity to tell people how much I thank them. It reminded me of all the people who have helped me, continue to help me, how much I rely on people. And I would encourage all of us to do that.
Well, in the world
think
we live
about all
in,
those. Pardon?
I'm sorry, the world we live in, there's a lot of rough stuff going on, and to see what you're doing, and like you said, like what people did for you, and now you're doing for them. That's the part we want to celebrate and embrace and remind folks, especially in the times and the world we live in now, because that's the kind of mindset that's going to get us through it. Is that teaching the next generation, inspiring and helping and giving the leg up and giving that opportunity to show the next generation the ropes here. That's what it's all about. That's what this is all
and
about.
they really want to.
Yeah.
I agree with you, Mr. Winters. You hear about these bad things and, it's not going well and so on and so forth. But you go over and speak to some of these young kids and realize what they already have done and what they intend on doing, and it's uplifting to us all.
Absolutely. You're absolutely right, sir. I've had days where you feel like, man, this world's doomed, man. It's all going to hell in a handbasket, man. And then you talk to some of these kids, and you're like, all right, there's some youth, there's people that have it right, and we may not be in trouble after all. There is a great group of kids that are learning the ropes, that are doing the right
Impact, I would like to give a challenge. I love challenges. I would think there is no better way to honor or pay tribute in the celebration of Troy Hayes than if somebody is listening and could call me on my cell phone or at the museum, 622-8333, and give a donation in regards to scholarships. I'm going to tell you something. We are immediate. There's no coincidence that hey, Troy, you're going to something about Roswell. We may need to step it up because there's these little precious communities around here with needs that are coming through and stepping it up. So Roswell, better watch out and better step it up.
Yeah, we got
That's something else. Let me mention, Troy was very specific to reach out to small community. Let's impact Travis County or even greater. But if you're listening right now and kids say, hey, I just want to give a donation in honor of Troy Hayes and Linda Hayes to offer an additional scholarship, that would bless us tremendously with these hard decisions we're going to have to make. And we need it now.
It is
28333, honor the legacy and make a contribution. Something else I want to mention is when you know Troy Hayes, I believe he's got a dream team of females.
Like Charlie's Angels?
Oh my goodness, Troy! And
Troy's Angels?
There are 3 ladies. That's so funny. So can we give a shout out to Troy's dream team, please, Troy? Because he has a dream team.
Absolutely.
Yes, there's Amy Miller, who manages our office, and there's Gina Williams, used to be Winkler, who manages me and my house, and Lorena Vigil that works down at the office. And it's just every day that they help me a great, great deal, every day. And I have really been blessed. There's been a lot of people in my life that have helped.
Well, I know one of those personally, and they do that with all aspects. They're just good people, and I'm sure the other 2 are just like that. So
yes, they certainly are, and I owe them a great deal.
Yeah, well, and that's just it. We all need somebody. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's how it works. Yeah. And that's, if you think you can navigate life on your own, you're going to find out you're going to have a lot of failures.
It'll be a lot more fulfilling if you get others involved.
Absolutely.
And to Amy's point, you don't even have to fund a scholarship, but if you want to participate in one,
sure,
send in the money, and it's very rewarding to know that you've brought somebody hope.
And it's cool, and hopefully, if you do something like these kids are genius. I was a dummy when I was a kid.
That's funny you mention that, because I almost feel not so qualified on some. That I agree with you on
I was
that.
like, I was half as smart as that kid was when I was that age.
I'm with you. I usually want to be their age and have all of that in front of me.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you kind of, but that rubs off on you too, because I imagine you hang out with young people enough, it kind of rubs off. You feel a little young yourself. So I recommend you try.
Yeah, it makes you feel better.
Well, and on behalf of the Historical Society, we believe every penny counts, whether it's $1, whether it's a dime, whether it's a nickel, whether it's a check, whether it's cash, in anything. We love it. I'd love to brag on our IT guy, Alfredo. Perfect example, working on the computer. I'm frustrated. He said, "What are you doing, Amy?" And I was mentioning the Linda Hayes Trust. And so sure enough, he gave a contribution to assist us to allow us the opportunity to give an additional scholarship.
Nice.
So that to me is what we
Small
call
business owner
the
just doing his
Hayes
part to
legacy.
help for that, for people that do that and step up. And if you and even if you're like, well, you know what, I can't afford things, but I love to get more involved. We're always looking for volunteers to serve as docents or serve just to help out with, like, when we do Sunday fun days or when we do the 4th grade tours that we just got finished wrapping up and things like that. We're always looking, or if we do some of our special programs, sometimes we partner with other organizations to have events. We need volunteers to make those things go. So if you'd
Hayes office over there, and there's quite frankly not a week that goes by that we don't call, whether it is Lorena, Gina, or even Troy's answered the phone before.
Yeah.
They always open their office to assist us in any way we can.
Absolutely.
So thank you for all that you do scholarship-wise, but that's next level. What's what his office does for our organization too.
Absolutely. You're absolutely right. And like we have great group board members, volunteers and stuff that do great work with us, and all of the people that are partner with us, I'm proud to call friends and things like that. But you're right. We need wrangling sometimes, and we have best intentions, but not always best knowledge. And so you're right. The Hayes family and these individuals you're mentioning, they guide us and keep us honest and keep us doing the right thing.
And through the hard
whenever
times,
we don't know.
Through the hard times, we're going to call Troy, and he will help us get done what we need to do efficiently, effectively, but just make sure this engine keeps going for the future.
Well, and at the end of the day, this is all we're trying to do is preserve for the next generation. Is whether it's the J.P. White House itself, the actual museum, or it's the artifacts that are in the archive facility, or if it's these scholarships, the fostering of youth for the next generation. All of that is providing for the next generation. We want to make sure that home is available to your grandkids to come see if they want to do it. We want to make sure that the history of Southeast New Mexico is available to the next generation after that. And so all of that is part of that in some way, shape, or form. So
it's amazing how many people remember their 4th grade experience down at the Historical Society.
Absolutely, it's such a tradition. Yeah, that if you're if you grew up in the school district of Roswell, odds are pretty good you spent 4th grade hanging out at the J.P. White House. So
and those are starting too, and that's part of our legacy. So there's no coincidence when Troy was speaking, he used the word impact.
Yeah.
And Troy, you've impacted our lives. We're going to continue impacting scholarships and future generations, but we're going to impact those 4th graders too, and I can't wait. So Troy, and I believe I showed Troy yesterday, every 4th grader will receive a little bracelet, armband, and it says, "Make your mark on history, Historical Society for Southeast New Mexico." Troy, you have certainly impacted us. You've made your mark on us, and we are eternally thankful and grateful.
Absolutely.
I'm thankful as well, and it's been a great partnership, and I'm looking forward to keeping it going.
Well, we are on the other side with arms open and equally happy that you're a part of it. So,
And thank you so much for this award. I really do appreciate it.
Well, it's not enough. It's just the surface.
It's not.
It's literally just a very minor token of our appreciation. But can we talk details as far as reservation stuff? Can people start reserving now and all that good? Let's get the logistical side of the event.
So again, very specific. The event will be held on Tuesday, August the 13th. The drive-through will be from 5:30 to 6:30. We'll make deliveries at 5 o'clock. You can purchase a dinner box for two for $120, a bundle for $600. Specific information, we wanted to do this PSA and just announce this. We will get all the publications out in May.
Yes.
Posters will be out, invitations will go out, flyers will go out, information's going to be in our newsletter. If you're not a member of the Historical Society, we would love for you to be one.
That's right. You're going to hear about this a lot between now and in the next month or two here.
So if you want to get this information quickly, I would love for you to call and become a member of the Historical Society and get this information in our May 1 newsletter.
Absolutely. You can individually do it. You can do it as a couple. You can do it as a corporate sponsorship. There's many different levels.
But you will read information. You'll see it through the chamber announcements. You hear more on the radio. You'll see it in the newspaper. But we really wanted to get the information out because summertime, I know it's hard. We've got a lot going on. Mark that calendar, August the 13th.
And that's right around back to school time for all the kids and all that.
Hey,
so it's a busy time. Yeah.
Let Peppers do the
That's right.
the cooking, right?
Exactly. Come and have whether you're a chicken or steak person.
This event is not an invite only type situation. I believe we send out anywhere between 500 and 700 invitations, but it's not an invite only. We wish we could send an invite to everybody in Roswell so they can really see what we're doing and celebrating. But call the museum at 622-8333 for more information. You will see it on our social media and website. And again, in May, we'll send out all the information. So just to be clear, you will check our website and you will go through the website to navigate donations, reservations, and bundles. We're going to remind you now, a dinner bundle for $600 could feed 10 people.
That's right.
So if you would like to pay
boxes,
it forward,
2 meals in each
I
box.
think it would be great to know that you paid it forward, some boxes in honor of Troy Hayes. And if somebody says, who the heck's Troy Hayes? That's a way we can celebrate.
Let me tell you about him.
Enjoy some food, and we'll tell you all about it. There will be a great booklet. We give out gift bags. Be just a great celebration of some fun facts about Troy Hayes and his legacy. We'll work on a booklet. So if you want more information, call us, follow us on Facebook, and we'll have all that information. You will go directly to the website to obtain your reservation.
Absolutely, and I'm hoping some people hear this and are inspired to do what Troy has done and continue to support and add more opportunities for youth. And even if it's not through the Historical Society, they do it through somebody else. I don't care. Just get, if we can get more opportunities for youth in our and we'll tout it and tell you where to find it and do all that. But
another example would be if you've lost a loved one and would like to make a donation in celebration of your loved one, but that we can invest in future generations and do something like that, we would be honored and thrilled to do that.
Absolutely. We would treat it with the magnitude of which it deserves and not trivialize and do it to your wishes. That's right. What we do. I want to leave the last word to our special guest, Troy Hayes. Is there anything before we let you get back to your day here that you wanted to mention or talk about that we didn't get a chance to cover?
Well, I just want to thank you again. I really do appreciate it. I'm honored. And let's continue this partnership. It's working. It's doing a lot for a lot of kids, and let's keep doing it.
Absolutely. You got to stay healthy. We need another 56 years of this, so you got to keep going.
You're stuck with us, Troy.
I'm doing my best.
Eat your Wheaties.
That's right. We're gonna all stay healthy so we can all work together.
That's right.
On a personal
Absolutely.
note, without the Historical Society, I would have never met Troy Hayes. And I'm thankful.
Absolutely.
Never underestimate the power of opportunity. A golden opportunity is the day I came to the Historical Society, met Troy Hayes, and it's a true blessing in my life, and he makes us better.
Absolutely.
He makes me a better person. He makes our organization better.
Moments like this and people like this can so impact life in a positive way, and just a simple act of sharing your time with someone and doing that can make dividends in someone's life, and you don't realize it by how simple something like that can be. So use Troy Hayes as a reminder to, those random little acts of kindness do so much more to make the world a better place. So.
Yes.
Good deal. Well, thank you, sir. And we will talk to you more soon, I'm sure, here, and we'll even give you the big piece of steak. So we'll let him say, hey, that's Troy's, get him the big piece, you know.
That'll be great. I'm looking forward to that as well.
Excellent.
Yay, that's perfect.
Well, thank you, sir.
Thank you so much.
We appreciate it, and we'll talk to you again soon, okay?
We love you. Thank you very much.
Okay.
All right. Take care.
Thank you.
All right.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right. There is our 2024 Heritage Dinner honoree, Troy Hayes. And congratulations to him. It is the least we can do. I feel like, it's an honor. Sure. It's a huge honor, but the amount of work that man has done, it does make our Heritage Dinner seem small compared to his generosity, because he's done so much.
I love that. I love the response that our scholarship kids will get, though, when he tells them directly his wife gave the first scholarship, and they look at him like, what?
Yeah.
That's impact right there. And
It
so
is.
right behind him, he honors his wife, his late wife, and I think that's so cool that
That's right.
together we're honoring them as a dream team in themselves.
Absolutely.
Yep.
And you know what? I really hope some of the past recipients come forward and share their stories with us, and maybe we can get some videos of them and share that as we lead up to it. Some of the recipients of the scholarships.
That's
and
interesting
do a
that
few,
you're mentioning
where are
that.
they now? And I'm sure you're going to see a bevy of kids that are all just doing amazing things.
That's on the bucket list.
All
that's
right.
on the list, is having the videos to honor many of these individuals.
Well, there should be so many to choose from. So.
If you need anything else, call. If you're listening, call 622-8333. If you need to get me directly, call 575-915-4471.
Yep.
My email address for if you need more information is historydirector@outlook.com.
Yep. And then RoswellNMHistory.org is our website. If you'd like to get a copy of John LeMay or Donna's book or any of our other things, or some Peter Hurd prints or any of that kind of stuff, you'll find it all there at the website.
I just got a couple of messages, and I want to remind people, Mike, listening, because they asked, when is our next Texas Roadhouse night on behalf of the Historical
it's coming
Society?
up here in a couple weeks.
Well, mark your calendars, because we gave April off because we're doing so many other things.
We're a little busy.
Mark your calendars. The next Historical Society night, and shout out to Texas Roadhouse for what they do for so many organizations, May the 21st.
Very good.
So if you want a nice steak meal between now and August, support the Historical Society. That's May the 21st, and that'll be from 3 to 10.
That's right.
Go to Texas Roadhouse and give our social media post and support the Historical Society.
And if you're not into steak, they got great barbecue and
good
chicken
grief,
and
they have
burgers
so much.
and everything
Pork
else
chops,
too. So,
chicken, all kinds of fun things.
I like their beef tips. That's kind of one of my go-tos.
Yes. Oh, roadkill. Ralph's liking the roadkill. Oh, shout out Alec Craig Davis. It is my son's birthday today.
Oh,
Happy birthday.
happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Hopefully he's not getting into too much trouble.
Oh, I think he's doing some work, but we're going to celebrate for him. Happy birthday, son.
Awesome. Well, good. Congratulations, and congratulations to Troy, and thank you so much to him and his family for what they do and what they continue.
We just want to let's join together as an amazing community and support and celebrate the Troy Hayes.
Absolutely.
Yeah, thank you very much.
All right, it is 9:59. Let's do a quick commercial break before they kick me off the radio, like 30 seconds.
Can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS with zero risk to you. If we can't reduce your tax debt, then you pay nothing. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with a BBB. End your tax nightmare today by visiting TRA.com or call 800-275-3490. That's 800-275-3490.
Ecuador's president has won a resounding victory in a referendum aimed at cracking down on criminal gangs. Behind a spiraling wave of violence, voters have said yes to all 9 measures put before them.
Most of them were to do with security, things like enshrining the military's presence on the streets, increasing prison sentences for violent crimes, allowing the extradition of violent criminals to other countries, also things like allowing the state to seize any kind of assets that have been obtained illegally. There was also one that's perhaps more controversial, which was around legalizing hourly contracts for work. Now, this is something the government argued would help get more young people in particular into work and less likely to be tempted to join criminal gangs. However, there is a concern that this could end up kind of rolling back certain workers' rights and even leading to sort of lower pay for some workers.
And that is the BBC's Ione Wells reporting from Quito, Ecuador. News and analysis at townhall.com. They're breaking ground today on a $12 billion high-speed interstate passenger rail line running between Vegas and the Los Angeles area.
Brightline plans to have trains running by 2028 from just south of the Las Vegas Strip to a commuter rail hub in Rancho Cucamonga, California. The track will be laid in the median of Interstate 15, where motorists sitting in traffic jams would see trains whisk past at speeds comparable to Japan's bullet trains. A Brightline sister company already operates a fast train between Miami and Orlando in Florida. Rhonda Rockstra reporting.
Los Angeles Mayor Karen Bass and her family not harmed by an intruder who police say broke into the mayor's official residence early yesterday morning. Officers say the suspect smashed a window to enter Getty House, suffered some injuries, and was taken into custody without incident. Bass says she is grateful to the LAPD for responding and making the arrest. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man on this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The travel said, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 8 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 2.
The Deuce?
Mornings with Mike Winters here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Happy Monday, everybody.
Yes, sir.
Welcome to it. At least weather's nice.
It's very nice.
Very sunny.
They're saying 90s today? Is that what you're hearing?
Not today. 80 today.
Okay.
But tomorrow. No. Tomorrow? Yeah, tomorrow 93. 80 today. 93 today. So
that's hot.
Hot. One thing I did forget to mention that was one of the cool parts of the Savannah Bananas experience yesterday was New Mexico's own Holly Holm came out and it's not first pitch because they don't do first pitch like that, but they did a weigh-in, and so they had one of the party animals, and then Holly Holm come out and she weighed in for the and then they had a dance off.
Nice.
So it was cool to see Holly Holm doing dancing and just she got into it.
You forget? I forgot that she was an Albuquerque native.
Yeah. And so that was cool. But actually, if you and that clip from our thing is if you go to the Savannah Bananas Twitter page or X page, it's there. It's not on their Facebook.
Really?
I looked on their Facebook. They had another clip though on the Facebook from Albuquerque there, but it wasn't. I think it was from Saturday night's game.
Nice.
But they do. I think they got one of the singing things in there. Because they do walk-ups. It's and I actually, and if you really are curious about more about them, go to the Savannah Bananas Twitter page. And matter of fact, the first video on their Twitter page is the one I played for you. It's the rules of banana ball, and it's the 10 rules, and it explains it very well.
Yeah, that lays it out.
Yeah, it lays it out for you, and it's fun to watch.
That explains that. Yeah, this is not your normal game of baseball.
Yeah,
baseball.
But it was, but highly, and the thing I think that I took away from it the most, if you're a family with kids, it's the perfect outing because it's the kids will love it. It, like if you're trying to get your kids into baseball and they're kind of having trouble with it, this totally, because it's a different baseball. It's fun. It's just like baseball gets so serious sometimes, and I think it hurts its game sometimes.
It takes itself too seriously.
Yeah. And so
I heard a story over the weekend about a guy who caught a home run ball.
Yeah.
And like in the crowd at some game, and put it in his pocket and took another ball out of his other pocket and tried to throw that back, and they caught him and like made him give the ball back.
Oh man,
you're taking yourselves too seriously.
Right.
The guy catches the home run ball, let him keep it.
Exactly. That's how it works. That's how baseball works.
Sorry.
You don't. The only time you throw it back was like that was a Cubs thing. Like in Chicago, if the opposing team got a home run,
yep,
supposed to throw it back.
You're supposed to, but that's not right. Yeah. Let him keep the doggone ball. But yeah, it sounds like it was an awesome time.
It was cool. But I do want to hear a little bit about your trip to Clovis with Bowling for Soup.
I misspoke last hour, and I got called out for it.
Okay.
Our trip was with my friend Misty, with Jocelyn, and with Ayana.
Uh-huh.
She said, "Who's Angelo?" Yeah, okay, fine. Ayana. And we had an absolute blast. We got there. We got to Clovis about 4:00. First thing was we got to find something to eat. We get busy on other things, and next thing I know, the concert started at, I thought 7:30, started at 7.
Ooh.
Misty looks down at her phone. She's like, "Oh, it's 6:49.
We need to be."
We had 11 minutes to get to the place, find parking, get checked in, and get in.
So that was kind of a show.
So I'm like, now, I had found out earlier that Bowling for Soup was opening. So my mindset goes to instantly, I'm going to become a 6-year-old whiny kid. I'm like, come on!
We're going to miss the opening song.
There's moments when I realize, yes, my best friend is a woman and she does women things sometimes. It takes her very sweet time doing everything. So we get in and they were like, I could hear the music like starting, but it was an opening song for Bowling for Soup.
It wasn't.
They have like an intro song. It's like, "Here comes Bowling for Soup." I can't remember all the words, but it was like, "Everybody get excited today because the rock show is on its way. Here comes Bowling for Soup," and that was the whole intro. So by the time we finally get down to the floor, immediately it started. And it opened up with Almost, which was one of my favorite songs.
Okay.
The other thing I didn't realize was it was the 20th anniversary of the album A Hangover You Don't Deserve, which was the album that actually I got into Bowling for Soup listening to. So it was kind of a exciting thing because like they were breaking out some of the B-sides from that album.
Okay.
Like they did Two-Seater, which is one that's not a lot of people know. But I was singing along with every word. And Jared at one point, because I was singing the lyrics, and Jarrett, the lead singer of Bowling for Soup, he pointed over at me. He threw a guitar pick at me, but it bounced off my fat tummy, and somebody else got it. I was so mad.
But he didn't see that because he could have hooked you up.
Yeah, but Bowling for Soup was an awesome show. It was, we paid for the seats, but I was standing the whole time. Yeah. I was jumping around, having a good time. Cool. At one point, I twerked.
Nice.
I think somebody got video of that, but I guess. I was definitely like 20 years younger, and boy was I feeling it afterwards because like they got off stage, we went outside to kind of catch some air or whatever. I just tried to walk after we got out of the stadium, and I was like a baby deer. I almost fell over because my legs didn't work. But
well, it sounds like it was a cool concert.
It was awesome. Gin Blossoms took the stage after.
Yeah.
Now here's where I feel
like... And
they're
a serious band. Bowling for Soup is a comedic band.
Exactly.
That they like to have fun.
Which was great because like during Bowling for Soup, like they kept saying, "We are the greatest rock and roll band of all time."
Mm-hmm.
They leaned into it. Mm-hmm. At one point they stop in the middle of the song, and this is actually one of the videos on my Facebook page. They stop in the middle of the song and they're like, "All right, time for your gratuitous photo shot moment." And all the band gets together and they all kind of strike a pose. They go over to the other side of the stage and do it, all while Rick Astley's Never Gonna Give You Up is playing.
So, I have a story about that real quick.
So I'm like, I turn the camera, I'm like, I think we got Rick rolled, y'all.
Yeah. It's funny you mentioned that.
Okay.
Because not related. Saturday before we were heading out to the park and everything, we were just kind of at the house getting ready, kind of waiting for everybody to get together and all that. And somehow we got to talk about Rick Rolling, and my wife didn't know what Rick Rolling was.
Oh, really?
So I found a YouTube video that was like a 10-minute video that really goes into the history of Rick Rolling. It's pretty good. Highly recommend it if you don't know what Rick Rolling is.
Right.
So I showed her that. And then right after that, I got on Facebook and saw your video with the Rick Astley in there. And my wife goes, "They got Rick rolled, huh?" And I said, "Yes, they got Rick rolled." And so it's ironic
awesome.
that you say that because we had that exact same.
That is awesome. Yeah, Ayana pointed out in the chat that she's actually the one that got that Rickroll video. But it was just such a weird thing because like Ayana was really excited about the Gin Blossom. She had a Gin Blossom shirt. She ended up getting a hat while we were there. And I didn't know she was that into the Gin Blossoms, but she was, really into a lot of their music. So she was really excited for them. And they did a great job. It's just the energy that Bowling for Soup brought was the exact opposite of the energy that Gin Blossoms brought. You don't realize
because they're two different bands.
Right. You don't realize until you're sitting there watching them play. And I say sitting there because yes, we went back to our seats for this one. I leaned over to Misty. I'm like, this is like music you turn on when you're studying.
Yeah.
It's not. You don't go to the concert.
Well, it's two different audiences. Bowling for Soup are a bunch of dudes like Sean and I.
Yeah.
Gin Blossoms are for women.
Well,
the Gin Blossoms were the rock for guys would play to get dates.
I'll tell you what it is. Bowling for, and this is, I actually had this moment a couple of times. Thought this thought. Bowling for Soup is sort of like my generation, kind of the edge of your generation, that kind of rebellion thing.
Yeah.
Gin Blossoms. As soon as I heard their music, you know what went through my head several times? The Adventures of Pete and Pete. That early '90s kind of like not glam rock anymore, but not quite grunge. That era of like poppy rock.
Yeah,
that's what it was, and it was good. It was really good.
And to be honest, I always looked at Bowling for Soup was the anti that. Like they would play poppy rock, but it's spoofy. You know what I mean? Like their rock was not heavy metal.
Right.
I mean, Stacy's Mom and, these are poppy, they kind of, it's that whole, that sound of the 90s.
Well, and the other thing too is Bowling for Soup. I'm not sure if this is just because they're older and they have to get through a little faster. They were so much faster.
Were they?
Like the BPMs. Like I was trying to keep up, but like the 2-seater is like, cause the song goes, I hope you like your 2-seater. They're like, hope you like your 2-seater, no radio.
I'm going to take a guess.
Okay.
Them and the Gin Blossoms argue on who gets more time on that stage.
Probably.
And I'm sure Clovis, they're probably saying, you got to be done by this time. And so they're like, no, we're not shortening our set so you can have more time. And so I'm going to guess it's something
probably
like that.
The other thing, and I can't remember what song it was. I pointed this out to the group I was with. Jarrett, the lead singer of Bowling for Soup, was reading the lyrics off of his hand. Like you could tell he was holding his hand up like this and he was looking down. I was like, he wrote the lyrics on his hand.
Yeah. Well, and I think when they get to bands that have so many songs and you haven't played them in years, you kind of forget them after a while. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I think, like, me being a fan of Metallica, they're the same way. You tell them, hey, play a song from Kill 'Em All or something. Yeah, they haven't played that in 20 years. They're probably going to need a minute to remember how to play that. You know what I mean?
So that was kind of a funny moment that they were in. But Gin Blossoms did a fantastic job, and Ayana kind of nailed it. They're getting high music. That's basically what Gin Blossoms is. REM, pretty much the same thing.
I always looked at it as like them, Dave Matthews, all dudes had one of their CDs just in case they're trying to impress a woman.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. It's like, let me bust out my Gin Blossoms. Let me bust out my... And there's another band of that era that is just as big, and I, for the life of me, cannot remember their name. And it was another, not Oasis, but that same like of that.
Right.
But it's all that genre.
But the first song that Gin Blossoms played was Found Out About You.
Yeah.
That was the opening salvo. And we're like, oh, cool. They're going to, play a bunch of the hits. It was like a B-side after B-side after B-side. At one point, the lead singer, who, by the way, which was really funny, his main instruments, he came out with the harmonica around the neck, the rig. But then he took that off, and his main instrument of choice was a tambourine. He was playing a tambourine. But at one point, he was telling a story about how he was sitting at home one day, and one of his bandmates called him and said he has a great idea for a song. He said, and that song went on to be a #1 hit in the Philippines. What? Who cares? Now, granted, it was one I sort of recognized. I kind of knew it. But that was most of it.
Obscure.
And then towards the end, they finally started playing. They played Allison Road and I think Hey Jealousy, or it was one of the other bigger hits. So we heard those two. And we're like, okay, we got what we needed. And we tried to beat the traffic.
And they do that because they do, I'm sure, have one or two fans that love the deep cuts. And when they heard that song that they probably like and no one else ever heard of, that made their day. It's no different for you in some of them Bowling for Soup songs.
Right.
It's
absolutely. Yeah. I was thinking that too when Bowling for Soup was on stage. It's like, I wish they would play more B-sides.
Yeah.
Because of course they hit Girl All the Bad Guys Want, Punk Rock 101, almost, they hit the hits.
Right.
But when they played two-seater, boy, did that get me hyped. So I understand.
Yeah,
if you're a Jim Blossoms fan, you hear B-sides, it's going to get you hyped for sure.
Exactly. It's no different than me and Metallica, and they play a song, and I'm like, oh, I haven't heard that song in 20 years.
The man is 52. Give him some leash. I understand that.
Yeah, that's another thing.
In fairness, the guy in the lead singer of Bowling for Soup, Jay Reddick, he said he was like in his 50s. He's like 54, 55 too. So
okay, yeah, I mean,
I think that's actually who she's talking about.
Well, but
so yeah, you're gonna
there's
forget
something to that. Yeah, exactly. As long as you're not Vince Neil bad.
Yeah.
That's when you're like, all right. When you're up there trying to kickstart my heart, and you're like, rah, 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 then we gotta hang it up.
Yeah, no, it was overall just a really good show, and made it back relatively in decent time, enough to where I could barely wake up on Sunday morning and trudge my way to the golf tournament. It was that was fun.
Yeah, we rolled into town about 6:37 last night. I think we got the game wrapped up about 3:30.
Okay,
and we got out pretty easy actually. So we kind of parked in a good spot. And matter of factly, don't tell nobody, but we somehow didn't have to pay for parking. I don't know how we pulled that move off, but we did. Don't tell nobody, but we shirked the system and got out of paying $15.
That's awesome.
Let me give you the rundown for this hour of the show. We'll get you up to date with the weather here in just a bit. And in just a few minutes, we're going to be joined by Gina Arambula. Mm-hmm. She is with the organization Moms Loving Hope. And they've got their big week-long carnival spectacular that's going to kick off beginning this Thursday, the 25th, and last through next week, May 5th. And each day they're going to be having concerts and all kinds of events. So we'll talk about that. And, of course, we'll talk about the organization because this is for the nonprofit group Moms Loving Hope. It's fundraising for that. So we'll talk about what they do and all that, too. So that's coming up in just a few. Later on in the hour, we'll get you up to date with news of the local variety, your Wall Street business update, and whatever else we can come up with for this hour of the show. Till then, let's just do your weather. I was going to say something.
Until we meet again.
I was like, just play the weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. A little bit of cloud cover possible early today, but we get plenty of sunshine in the afternoon. Fairly comfortable temperatures with high pressure over the Four Corners region. Going up to about 80, might be a little bit breezy, but not bad. Clear tonight and down to a low of 50, and then a big boost on our daytime highs coming up on Tuesday. We're in the low 90s with sunny skies. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton, and that's your latest forecast.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 54 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 67%. Winds currently out of the south at 12 miles per hour. Partly cloudy to start the day, although just as gradually full on sunny. And I'm looking out my window. There's a few wispy clouds, but not too many out there. Warm. Expect highs near 80 today with south winds 10 to 15 miles per hour. I argue that's a beautiful, perfect day today. Tonight, mostly clear. Overnight low of 51 degrees. South winds, a little breezy, 10 to 20 miles per hour. Tuesday, warming up into the 90s tomorrow. Sunny and 93 for our high. South winds, 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tuesday night, mostly clear. Overnight low of 53 with southwest winds, 10 to 15 miles per hour. Wednesday, mostly sunny, 83 for a high. North winds, 5 to 15 miles per hour. Thursday, partly cloudy and breezy with a high of 89. For Friday, we're looking at sunny skies and breezy with a high of 85. And then for the weekend, sunny and windy with a high of 87 Saturday. Sunday, sunny, breezy with a high of 84. So warming up tomorrow and then kind of the rest of the week settling into a typical New Mexico spring-like deal there. So that's what we got going on for the week here. All right, it is 8:23. We're going to take a 3-minute break. And then Gina with Moms Loving Hope will join us on the other side. Don't go away.
Attention Roswell and surrounding areas. What you're about to hear will totally blow your mind.
It's the grand reopening at the all-new Roswell Ford. The all-new Roswell Ford has new management and a whole new attitude.
I interrupt this commercial for more breaking news.
Attention car buyers. The all-new Roswell Ford needs your trade, and we need them now. So there's never been a better time to trade and upgrade to a new Ford or quality pre-owned car, truck, or SUV for less. Making payments on your current vehicle and you want out early? Even if your current car is rusted, busted, and can't be trusted, Roswell Ford wants to spring you out of your trade, even if you owe thousands more than it's worth. Worried about payment or interest rate? Don't sweat it. Roswell Ford has partnered with more lenders that can help with all types of credit with rates as low as 0% for 66 months. Get pre-approved today at roswellford.com. Lower prices, exceptional trade-in values, and a better buying experience. Get on board at Roswell Ford, 821 North Main Street in beautiful Roswell, or visit us online at roswellford.com. $15.15 per thousand financed on select models with approved credit.
New Mexico Governor Lujan Grisham has pursued an agenda to seriously impair and remove your Second Amendment rights to use, own, or purchase firearms and firearm-related items in our state. Last legislative session, District 27 Republican Senator Greg Nibert worked effectively and successfully with the NRA and other pro-Second Amendment groups to defeat the governor's attempt to ban or register firearms and accessories. We must retain legislators like Senator Nibert, who has the proven knowledge, skills, and experience to stop the liberal progressives from imposing upon our constitutional rights. Senator Nibert is the only candidate running for Senate District 27 to be rated A and endorsed by the NRA. Please vote to retain Senator Greg Nibert for Senate District 27.
Paid for by Greg Nibert for State Senate.
Ruben Loza here with Richland. We have over 80 pre-owned vehicles on our lot, and they are all marked with great deals. So of course you're getting the best price at Richland. But you also get powertrain for life. If you do all your oil changes and tire rotations at Richland, you get a powertrain warranty that includes all engine, transmission, and driveline repairs for the life of your vehicle, which means thousands of dollars in savings. So save yourself some dollars and worries and purchase your vehicle from Richland at 2nd and Sycamore and at the Y in Roswell, home of Powertrain for Life.
Martine's Capital Cafe in Roswell offers authentic and highly rated New Mexico food. Explore their amazing menu featuring huevos rancheros or asado with eggs or their green chili stew. And you can't forget their award-winning green chili cheeseburger, all made from scratch using their finest and freshest ingredients. Open for carryout with curbside delivery or limited dine-in. Just call ahead 624-2111. Martine's Capital Cafe, always pleasing the most refined palate. Open Monday through Saturday from 6 a.m. to 8:30 p.m. at 110 West 4th in Roswell.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. Bamboo plants can grow up to 36 inches in a day. So if you're told you're growing like a weed, you can say, "No, I'm growing like a bamboo." Here's Mike Winters.
They'll stare at you funny for 5 seconds after that, but then they'll probably just, it's actually a good tool. If you don't really want to talk to someone, say something like that and they're like, "All right, have a nice day," and then they leave you alone. Good morning. It is 26 minutes after 8 o'clock, and joining us in the studio this morning from the organization Moms Loving Hope, we have Gina Arambula. I think I get it right, but I always feel like I'm botching it when I say it here. And then Tony Cisneros as well. Good morning.
Good morning.
How's everybody doing this morning?
We're doing great.
Of course, I imagine excited because we're about to kick off a big week for you guys.
Oh, yes.
And,
2 weeks.
Yeah, really, 2. Yeah, because it starts this Thursday, and then we'll go through May 5th next week.
Yes.
But Moms Loving Hope, which we'll talk a little bit more about here, they're having a big Roswell Spectacular Carnival. It's going to be out at the Wool Bowl. Basically for a week, from April 25th through May 5th, there's going to be a carnival out there. There's going to be special events during certain days during that time, which we'll talk a little bit more about here in the beginning. But all of this week-long fun carnival event is the whole purpose of this is a fundraising event for Moms Loving Hope. So I guess we probably, before we talk about the carnival, talk about Moms Loving Hope and what you guys champion and what's kind of the purpose of your organization here.
Well, the organization was opened up for two ladies that is dear to us.
Yeah.
My mom and my mother-in-law.
Hence the name, Moms Loving Hope.
Moms Loving Hope.
Yeah.
Because, and like the logo has a heart, the moms are the heart of the family.
Yep, that's right. Because certainly those dads, we're all practical logic here, but when it comes to being emotional and stopping for a minute, it's the moms reminding everybody, hold on.
And basically, we just want to do is help with hardships and burdens, because there is a need here in Roswell because people are going through so many things.
Sure.
And we just want to unite the community to help out, with anything that anybody can help.
And that's
with.
kind of thing. It's a temple organization to help families navigate life, basically.
Yes.
And so if a family's in need because of medical issue, let's jump in and help. If they're in need just because life has handed them a bunch of lemons, then let's help them do that. Whatever it is, it's really about supporting a family and kind of putting mom's perspective on things a little
Exactly.
bit. Yeah.
And then, we could do the legwork for them if they are needing help with finding organizations, or if we can help or something like that. We just want to ease that burden for
Be
them.
a resource for families in need, basically. If
You're
you're
right.
in need, whatever that need is, let us either help you directly or put you in touch with the people that can help you directly.
Exactly.
Kind of thing. It's kind of that connecting services thing. Kind of
Yes.
like when you think of like the Chaves County Health Council, 100%, which
Mhm.
these are other organizations you've
Yes,
partnered
most
with
of-
and worked with.
Mhm.
Kind of that same mission, kind of
Right.
that same thing. And but in this is just really grassroots. It's like you said, it started by you and your family here,
Mhm.
and kind of inspired by you and your family, and it kind of literally started because you've done this. This is not your first carnival here.
Oh,
and everything.
no.
This is a repeat. This has really grown
Mhm.
over the last. We're really just after COVID is when you kind of started this.
Yes.
So it's kind of
Mhm.
grown and evolved in these last couple of years since that. So
Yes,
it's
most
it kind
definitely.
of went from the beginning to like we want to do something, we don't quite know
Mhm.
what it'll evolve to.
Mhm.
To now we've kind of got a better idea. Hey, it's this organization, it does this,
Mm-hmm.
and so the carnival is like our big main fundraising event, and kind of helps
Exactly.
us to put our name out there to the public so they're
Mhm.
aware of not only to help us to help people, but to make it aware for people that need the services and say, I got a family that's struggling, I don't know who to turn to. Oh, Mom's Love and Hope. I remember they did. Yeah, I think they can do something,
Exactly.
And so so it's kind of a twofold event. It's to help y'all come out and eat copious amounts of carnival food and ride rides and enjoy the concerts and participate in the community events that'll be going on throughout the week there, and doing all that stuff. And at the same time, we're raising money for Mom's Love and Hope. And so when the next family calls and says we're in need, you don't have to say, well, we're little low on funds right now.
Exactly. And we will be doing 50-50s, and there's two people that we've already chosen. We have a lady that is suffering from cancer, and she needs the funds for to travel and stuff like that. And then we also have Special Olympics. I want to help out. So those are the two that I want to help out with those 50-50s.
Good. And I think Special Olympics took a bit of a hit during COVID.
Yes.
And they're still, to this day, trying to get back to pre-COVID Special Olympics, to where, the national game, the state games, and getting to the national games, but, that statewide, because they do a whole, like the torch run, it's a big tent pole event, and communities, some in New Mexico have stronger Special Olympics communities than others, but when COVID hit, they took a big hit on some of that, but everything, all the services they do and provide, the need didn't change. They just the ability what they could do. So it's kind of it's a good point saying, hey, we need to organizations that we just kind of know that are national and world known like that. That they too struggle through some of these, especially groups like that. Yes, there's a national presence, but most of their fundraising and stuff's done locally. And, they do have the basically the tent pole of the national thing to say, okay, it's Special Olympics. We know it's legit. It's on the up and up, but it's all done locally. And it goes locally. And so if there's not that local presence there doing that, then Special Olympics passes the community by.
And so, what I like about this year, a lot of our food trucks actually stepped up too.
Excellent.
They either are sponsoring something or they're doing raffles, but all of that is, I am so proud of.
Excellent. So even when you're buying food from the food trucks, you're supporting those businesses, which is awesome and small bit. We want that. Buy hamburgers and support. We want more food trucks.
Yes.
How you get more food trucks? Buy hamburgers and burritos and everything from these food trucks. But that's so cool that because they're mom and pop businesses, and for them to cut into their profits to say we want to help, that's a big deal too.
It is.
And so that is cool that they also are seeing the vision and not only because at the end of the day they're there to make money. They got to feed their family like you got to feed your family.
Exactly.
But it's cool to say, what we want to give back too.
And we have also a lady that comes from Carlsbad that is going to be selling those Build-A-Bears or kind of those things. But also, she is also struggling because she has a husband and a daughter that is with cancer.
Okay.
And so I asked the community to support her as much as possible.
She's picking her family up by the
Yeah.
roots through these Build-A-Bears.
Yes. So yeah.
Support them. Oh, and by the way, have a cool bear for your kids or your family, or for trying to impress a date, whatever. There's many reasons to have a Build-A-Bear.
And she puts little, like you could put even somebody's voices inside the bear.
They're more high tech now than the original
"Whoa."
ones. Before you just went to the mall and threw some stuff in a thing, and then you put a plastic heart. It was fun, but I mean, at the end of the day, that's all it did. Now they get a little high tech with them and all of that. So that's cool.
Yeah.
So, but that'll all be out at the event there. So
Yes.
maybe that's one of those things. If you're kind of a checklist of things to make sure you do if you're out at the carnival. And by the way, don't go one day if you can. That's why it's a week long. Come out, as many days as you can. Each day is going to be a different experience. There's going to be different things happening each time. Even food trucks and things won't be the same every day. So if you're like, well, that could be good and bad, because you're like, man, I had a burrito last time, and then you're trying to hunt them down and they're gone. But that'll just give you more excuse to find them at whatever else they're at around town or something.
And then we have the Boy Scouts from PAC throughout Chavez County.
Yeah.
They're going to be putting out their track out there through the whole entire time.
Yeah, they do
Not
their
only
Pinewood
this summer.
Derby. Yeah. And if you've never seen this, I think we all are at least familiar with it. That's one of the things Cub Scouts are known for, is their Pinewood Derby. And they take that little block of wood and then they it's a kit. It's basically a block of wood, 4 nails, and some black wheels. And they say, make a car.
Exactly.
And there's rules like it's got to be 5 ounces, and there's a few other of those kind of rules. But yeah, and the Cub Scouts, and it's the program's designed for families and the kids to work together to build a car, because obviously these are little kids and they're not carpenters, and so their mom and dad are usually more involved in the constructing of this project. And as they get a little older, you're supposed to let them be a little more hands-on. But anyway, it's a lot of fun. But the race is the fun part. You all come and watch the track, and I remember doing it as a kid. They're a little more high-tech now. Like, the tracks have, like, digital stuff.
Yeah.
Like, before we just had dads, like, at the end looking, and then they'd argue, no. Now they got digital. But mostly it was dads down by the pillow catching all the cars at the end. But it is a lot of fun. So if you want to learn more about that and see, and I bet that Cub Scouts will probably even let you mess around and build some cars and things if you want, and kind of get you familiar with it, and learn you a little bit more about scouting too.
And so, and then a lot of things is that they're going to compete on Saturday.
Yeah. So watch the competitions. And
yes.
And it's a lot of fun to watch these kids. They work so hard. And then, of course, if you're interested in being scouting, talk to any of them. They'll be happy to.
Exactly.
And who could be your child next year, and they're building a Pinewood Derby car and competing for a race and stuff.
And we want all the kids to participate as much as possible.
Yeah.
So see if they can win a plaque, either first, second, or third.
Absolutely.
And also people's choice in different age groups.
I'm sure, because some cars look really cool but aren't so fast. But
Yes.
they look good. And so you gotta recognize that.
And for the adults, I even included the adults.
Oh, we got
because-
adult category. So when Dad gets too involved, it's like, here's your own kit. Let the kid play. Here, build your own.
Exactly.
Maybe let the child play and build it a little bit more on their own here.
But we'll kick off the morning on Saturday with a car show. So I am asking
real
everybody.
cars, not Pinewood Derby cars.
No,
Those
not
are real
Pinewood-
ones. Big,
real
big
cars.
full-size ones.
Cars, bikes, trucks,
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
Come out and join us.
Well, and we have a great car show community.
Yes, we do.
When they come out, and there's some owners in not just Roswell, but southeast New Mexico have some
Yes.
beautiful vehicles.
Yes.
And we're so thankful to love to show them off. So if you want to see some of the most beautiful vehicles in all of southeast New Mexico, they're going to be sitting at the Wool starting Thursday and through next week here.
Well, actually, just Saturday.
Just this Saturday. So that'll be Saturday for car day. Well, that makes sense, because the car guys are like, is it going to rain?
I know, exactly.
Nope. Get in the trailer.
We're not going to have no rain.
Yeah, they're out looking at the weather, looking at the clouds, and nope, not today, going back in.
Exactly.
But, so come check out the cars, and of course, at a car show, if you're maybe a car person or aspiring car person, just go into any one of those families and talk to them, and they'll be happy to talk to you. That's they're car people. That's what they love doing. And they love sharing their stories, sharing their own stories, but when other people show an enthusiasm for it, they like to foster and help, which is that's what they all do. When you're into something, you want to share that with others, and you want them to be into it too. So if you love it, come and talk to them, and they'll be happy to welcome you into their world and show you what they do. So Exactly. Good. If you're into cars, come there and learn you some stuff if you're wanting to be maybe the next one getting into that habit. Because I ain't going to lie, that's like a drug, man. You get in there, and next thing you know, all your paychecks are going to that car.
Exactly.
Yeah, but I need a new tranny, man. I got to get the souped up one, man.
Exactly.
But yeah, that's all going to be there, part of that on Saturday too. So, and then of course, talk about like start times each day and all that. If you want to come out to the carnival and just come and just, I don't know what's going on today. I just want to walk around and see what's happening.
So Monday through Thursday, it's 6 in the evening to 10.
Okay.
Fridays are 6 to 11. Saturdays are from 12 to 11. Sunday from 4 to 10.
Okay. So after church and all that.
Tuesday, they are going to do, you buy one band, you get the second for free.
Okay. So if you want to save a little money, Tuesday of next week is the night you can bring the family out and save a little on armbands and things like that.
Yeah, and that person has to be with them at the time.
Yeah. Oh, there will be a carnival and everything too. So if you want to come and ride rides, it is a carnival with actual carnival. We're going to have we have a great company that'll be coming in and setting up the carnival and all that, and weather permitting, they'll be open every night doing their thing as long as the weather allows that to happen. So
it's more
knock on the wood for
show.
that. Right. Well, yeah. So you come out for that, and the kids will love and ride that. But then come and learn and have some fun at the there's going to be live music. There's going to be local bands and stuff. Pretty much the whole time.
We're trying to get as many bands, but we're still asking for people if they want to come and perform.
Any bands out there looking for a gig between this Thursday and May 5th, reach out to Gina here, and we'll see if we can work you in on a time where you can come and showcase your band, and who knows, maybe get a fan or two to into your fold there by coming out and watching you play. And of course, you can sell your CDs, or I don't know. CD still a thing, or is it all digital now? I have no idea when you go to
more digital now.
Yeah, but they sell you jump drives. How does that work now? I don't even know. They sell you a link. I have no idea, because I remember just as the merch table. You want T-shirts or CDs? That's kind of how you did it.
Exactly.
So, however you do your merch, do your merch. I'm a little 50-year-old man doesn't know how they do merch anymore.
Me neither. I have to ask him, like, what do they do now?
Yeah, because that was the thing, they have your CD, that was they made them. They had to get some kind of studio. It's a whole thing now. The world we live in now is way different.
We had to get a shirt. We had to get everything.
Now I'm just like, you just send them a link to their Spotify or something. How do you do this?
Right.
I don't know how you do it. But anyway, they will be, so if you're interested in doing that, and of course they're going to be live music, and you want a little bit of everything, a little country, a little rock and roll, a little Tejano night, whatever. You just if it's music gets people bobbing their heads and dancing around, then come on down and let's have some fun here.
Yeah, because music brings everybody together.
Yeah, and this is kind of there is not an official Cinco de Mayo celebration this year, so. This is kind of it, because you'll be kind of climaxing the big day, the last day of everything will be May 5th there. So we can kind of, start it as a fun, and then we'll transition into Cinco de Mayo celebration.
Exactly, because the second week it'll be a taco, a jalapeno contest.
Oh, boy.
And then, come on, bring y'all salsa. Let's see who makes the best salsa, or red chili, green chili, or chili bean chili.
Yeah. And this is time to end the talks.
Yeah.
Because I know there's families and there's people within families or neighbor families. Her sauce is better. Her red sauce is way better, and his red sauce or whatever. Everyone claims. All right, let's put rubber to the road here.
Exactly.
And let's bring it on.
Who's gonna bring the bragging
get your
rights?
Salsa game going, or get your red sauce going, or if you're that person that claims they can eat the jalapenos and all, Mr. I say Mr. because usually dudes, but it's not always dudes. But dudes are the more braggish ones about this kind of thing. I got a cast iron. All right, let's see. Have some fun with it. Don't kill you, but we'll have plenty of Tums on hand, I guess, if you need it.
Yes, most definitely.
But maybe if you're just a copious amount and not a heat person, just enter the taco eating contest.
Exactly.
That way, how many can, when you're the person that goes over to down here to Oh my! I just had complete brain crap. Cerritos.
Oh yeah.
On taco night, and then you're the one like I can eat. I always make the number go up for guessing how many tacos. If you're that person, then enter the taco eating
Exactly.
contest. Right. It's like when I come to Cerritos, they have to up the taco list on Tuesday night for how many guesses of tacos you got. But that'll be part of it. And when will the jalapeno? That'll be that
On
May 5th.
May 4th.
May 4th.
That's the
Star
following
Wars
Saturday.
Day. The Star Wars Day. So,
Oh, okay.
So if you can, that's a little nerdy, but
Well, maybe we can combine the
yeah.
both.
Well, you've heard of May the 4th be with you, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of a start. Well, May the 4th be with. That's the whole. It's a nerdy joke thing.
So maybe we'll just put a little bit of Star Wars in.
So if you see
that.
a couple Luke Skywalkers or Darth Vaders running around on May 4th, and then just embrace it and
Exactly.
offer them a taco.
Take a picture with the taco.
Yeah, tell them it's filled with some kind of animal from Tatooine or something. I don't know. Some Star Wars planet, pick one. So we got that. What else we want to make sure we let folks know about here? I mean, it's really just every day's just a party.
It's mostly a big party.
But if you want to get to see with the bands and stuff, you probably want to check with bands. Like if you're, because I'm sure a lot of the bands, and they'll be like, hey, come see us. We'll be here Thursday night at what time, or Saturday night at what time, or Sunday afternoon, whatever day they're going to be out there. So if you want to go and go on a day where you're maybe have friends that are in a band or want to see them, then, talk with them and work their schedule around it. But come out any day beginning this Thursday. And just come bring the family. It's all family friendly. It's designed for, and of course, if you want to learn more or if you need services and things, there's going to be that too, because I think you're going to have some nonprofits and things that'll have tables set up. And so if you want to do some information gathering, not just coming out and eating food and having fun, which that's all part of it too. But if you want to say, man, I want to get in touch with some resources, they will be there too during the week. So you can come and talk. Some of the organizations that you guys partner with and work, they're going to be there also offering their services to the public and stuff too. So there is some really good information, important stuff you can get at the carnival this week. It's not all just music and party, and I mean it's most of that, but if you need help or you need services or vice versa, you want to get more involved, like I love this, I want to be a volunteer, I want to serve on the board, whatever role I can. Come reach out, come talk, and get more involved. If you love the mission of Moms Love and Hope and just what you guys do and just getting in, you're thinking, we need more of that. And to be honest, and I say this 100 times, if you want our community to be better, this is how you do it.
Yes.
I mean, if you're waiting for someone else to do it or for the city to do it or the county to do it, you're going to be waiting a while. That's not how they work. If you want to see things change in your community, it takes the citizens, people like yourself, to pick it up by the bootstraps and say, this is something I see as a need. I'm going to embrace it and I'm going to see this through. And that's exactly what you've done. And we've evolved to where we are today with this. So if you like what we're doing and want to take it to the next level and be a part of that next step evolution of this thing as you guys, because I imagine too, for you kind of have your niche, but because you're open-ended on how you help and things, it's still evolving. Maybe, there might be something else that comes in and you're like, you know what, that's something we need to focus more on and maybe offer that as more part of our advertising. And who knows what that could be, but it kind of, sometimes those things just kind of find themselves. And so you have a little bit of that going on too with your organization.
Yeah, because we have also where we want to help that individual that falls through the cracks where they don't get financial aid or anything like that we can help maybe pay for their books or something like that.
Whatever
we can do just to help them out. And
that's the difference between success and failure a lot of times for families like this. It's like, we have the intent, we all this, but the resources just didn't allow it to happen, and they need that one thing to spur the rest. And sometimes it's you put that domino in place, and now it lines up everything. And so if you can do that for people, be the one domino to keep the chain going, then that's what you do.
Yep.
And so that's what this April 25th through May 5th is all about, is this carnival. Yeah, we're going to have fun. You can eat till you're sick. Maybe not do that. Ride till you puke, the things you ate, all that stuff, and all the things we do at carnivals that we said we aren't going to do, and we do. You can do all that stuff and have a lot of fun and bring the camp. But at the end of the day, we're just hoping to raise as much money as possible. Right. So when that next family it comes in need,
Yes.
we don't have to say, sorry, we don't have the resources to help you.
And that's what I don't want to do.
Yep.
I want to make sure that we have, our family wants to make sure that we can help that person.
Yeah. And of course, you're going to have a lot of fun. Like they said, the piñata breakings. I mean, it's really just, it's Cinco de Mayo and Roswell all coming together. It's a family community week of fun, and let's just celebrate the best of Roswell. And that's really what this is all about. And at the end of the day, if we can raise a bunch of money that's going to help the organization continue to help families, then every too many churros you ate, every I went one too many times on the ride.
And we're still
it was worth it.
And we're still looking for vendors, merchandisers,
So if you
informational.
still want to get involved, yeah.
Anybody that has an organization or a business that they want to present their business and what they do.
Yeah.
Please come down.
What's the best way, like if they want to get in hold of you guys before the event? I mean, obviously you can find anybody at the carnival when it starts Thursday, but if you're wanting to get involved now, is there a Facebook or a website or a place you want to steer them
There's
towards?
a Facebook. There's a email. There's 2 phone numbers that can reach us at any time.
Excellent. So reach out. But again, just look for Moms Loving Hope on Facebook or whatever, and that way you can shoot your message or whatever through there. Say, hey, I want to be a vendor, or I'm just hearing about you guys. What more? I'd love to get involved. How do I do that? Whatever that is, or if you're just saying, what time does the thing open on Friday? We can help you with that too.
I almost forgot. We also have a memorial wall for anybody that has their loved ones that have passed.
Okay, cool.
If they want to come
Think
and
of
put
it kind of like the Travis County Cancer Fund when they do their Walk for Hope kind of thing. Think of something a la that. You know, where at the beginning of that, they always do like a hero's walk in the survivors. And and we celebrate them. So you're doing something kind of similar.
So
when is that going to take place?
That's already like from April 25th, and Nicole Vargas is helping me with that.
Excellent.
So she is. They can look her up on Facebook if they need to just give her a picture. And
She's involved in many things around town.
Oh yes, she's a lovely lady. So I adore her very much, and I was glad that she was able to help me out with that.
Excellent. But again, put in your calendars, make plans to attend the Roswell Spectacular Carnival. It's a week-long, at the end of the day, fun thing, but fundraising event for Moms Loving Hope. It officially gets underway this Thursday, April 25th, and will go daily until May 5th next week. All of it will be at the Wool Bowl. There in the Wool Bowl, you can't miss it. You'll see the carnival there in the parking lot with the rides and everything there, and just go to that. There'll be plenty of parking. They'll guide you where to park and everything else, and then just come and just see what you can get involved in, have fun and ride the rides and listen to the concerts, or if you want to meet with some of the other nonprofits there to learn more about their organizations or get involved. All of the above will be there. And if you just want to come and bring the kids and a place to let them run around and be worn out and good and tuckered out and put them to bed at night, come on down and have some fun and do that too. We can kind of accommodate that.
Exactly.
Don't miss the car show.
No.
Saturday's going to be a busy day. If you kind of want to, like, if you can only do one day, Saturday's probably the day that you're going to have the most going on in that day. But I highly invite you to at least try to make 2 or 3 trips out during the week. You know, I get it. Life happens, and you got other things going on. But between the April 25th and May 5th, there's got to be an afternoon or a few hours in the evening you can come out and have some fun.
Yep, most definitely.
Is there anything we missed? Anything you wanted to cover, share, or talk about that we just skipped about, whether it's the organization or the event?
Or what email it is?
The email is going to be momslovinghope at gmail.com.
Okay, pretty easy to remember. momslovinghope@gmail.com. Name of the organization, slap a Gmail on the end, and you can get a hold of it. And if you have any questions, or if you want to be a vendor, or a band that wants to play, or a food truck, or nonprofit that wants to participate, or if you just have general questions about the event, shoot an email to momslovinghope@gmail.com, or find their Facebook page and shoot that message there. I just committed a faux pas. I'm supposed to put my phone on silent, and I didn't do that. Bad DJ. My apologies there. But cool. Well, thank you guys for coming in, and good luck. We'll see you this week here. But I know I imagine this week is where this is where rubber meets the road. So you're like, I got one thing. And you're like, am I going to get it all done? We all know that feeling. We know where you're sitting at this week, but trust me.
And once it starts, it's just like,
okay. Friday morning, you're gonna there's gonna be another mountain of things, but at least you're like, all right, it's running, it's going. Let's stomp out the fires. All right. There will be. This is anytime there's more than 2 people in an event and things is going, there's going to be something going on.
Exactly.
So, but cool. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And folks, come on. It's going to be a lot of fun. Come and enjoy it. Come create family memories out at this thing and come do. That's what this is just as much. Yeah, we want to raise money and do all that, but we want you to come and create more family memories and family fun and kind of make this as part of the tradition. Every year, it's April, May time frame, time to get ready for the carnival and everything else. That's kind of how we want this to be, is a tradition that's part of Roswell, much like many of our other traditions. UFO Festival, Chili Cheese Festival, all the other things.
Exactly.
So, good deal. Well, thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. And thank you for doing this. This is, again, I know, I'm sure you get some people, but people like yourselves, this is what makes our community great when they step up and do this. This is why we have a great community, because of people like you and people like you. They get involved. Like, if you want to meet the best of our community, they're going to be hanging out at the Wool Bowl between April 25th and May 5th.
Well, thank you.
Thank you, guys, and we'll see you next time. All right. We'll see you out at the Wool Bowl this weekend.
Yes,
sir. All right, it is 8:54. Jeez, the time's just flying this morning. All right, let's do this. Let's pause for some Lou Dobbs quick commercial break before news. Don't go away.
All across America, this is the Lou Dobbs Business Report.
I'm Lou Dobbs. April's stock slump continues. Key technology earnings this week: Tesla, Meta, Alphabet, all reporting. Second quarter losses mounting on Wall Street. Last week's technology sell-off sent the Nasdaq down 5% in 5 days. Nvidia, Tesla, Micron Technologies among the biggest losers. The Magnificent Seven losing almost $1 trillion in market cap, the worst loss in market cap for the group ever. Tesla falling short on its electric semi-truck promise to Pepsi. The beverage company made initial payments for 100 Tesla trucks back in 2017. Reports are PepsiCo is only using 36 of the promised 100 trucks this year. The EV semi-shortfall appears a symptom of a larger problem. Microsoft reporting Thursday adjusted earnings estimated to be 14% higher than a year ago. Investors looking for strong returns on Microsoft's AI investments. Same expectations for Alphabet's artificial intelligence outlook. Markets focused on the Google parent's progress on integrating AI into search and advertising. Alphabet earnings after Thursday's closing bell. Please join me twice each weekday for the Lou Dobbs Business Report right here.
Business news you need to know. Keep listening for more. This is the Lou Dobbs Business Report.
Hey everyone, it's Ted from Consumer Cellular, the guy in the orange sweater, and this is your wake-up call. If you're paying too much for wireless service, you don't have to keep having that nightmare. Consumer Cellular has the same fast, reliable coverage as the leading carriers for less. And for a limited time, new customers receive their second month free when they sign up and use promo code MONTHFREE by May 31st. So why keep spending more than you have to? Seriously, wake up and call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com.
Taxes, fees, and other third-party charges will apply. See website for additional details.
Senator Greg Nybert is the only candidate in the race for State Senate District 27 with a strong conservative record on border security and stopping illegal immigration. Greg Nybert has voted against free college for illegals. He's voted against professional licensing for illegals. He has stood strong against Michelle Lujan Grisham turning New Mexico into a sanctuary state for drugs, crime, and criminals. He has fought to end catch and release for violent criminals and will continue to do so. New Mexico is at the center of a border crisis because our laws make us a haven for illegal immigrants, drug trafficking, and cartel activity. MLG's liberal agenda has unleashed terrible harm on our state. That's why a vote for Greg Nybert is a vote to take back our border security. Greg will keep fighting against the march of the radical left that threatens to harm our way of life. Vote for Greg Nybert, a proven conservative voice for State Senate.
Paid for by Greg Nybert for State Senate.
Foot and ankle problems are often agonizing, but they don't have to be. At Artesia General Hospital, we're passionate about helping every patient return to optimal mobility with confidence and comfort. Our board-certified podiatrists, Dr. Jennifer Chow and Dr. Michael Krupa, provide a full spectrum of services ranging from routine foot care and pain relief to customized treatment plans and leading-edge surgeries. Visit artesiageneral.com/footcare to request your appointment today.
It's time for the Chaves County Sports Report. Good start to the district softball schedule for the Goddard Rockets, not so much so for the Roswell Coyotes. Let's go to the scoreboard. Goddard sweeps a pair from Portales on Friday. This was on Goddard's home turf. Goddard wins the first one 12-8. Kiana Gonzalez, a sophomore, with a home run and 3 RBIs. Roxana Serrano, only a freshman, 3 for 4 with 3 ribbies. And then the nightcap, Goddard wins 18-8. Goddard's lead was only 9-8 when the Rockets scored 2 in the bottom of the 5th and 7 in the bottom of the 6th to put the game away. Serrano was 4 for 5 with 2 RBIs and a double. Next up for Goddard, they'll be playing at home a single game against Lovington on Tuesday. That's tomorrow at 5 o'clock. Meanwhile, Roswell loses a pair to Carlsbad over the weekend, 9-3 and then 10-8 in the nightcap. The Sports Report brought to you by DSI. Call DSI for all your office technology needs. I'm Eric Butler at Roswell's Talk FM 106.5.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. A little bit of cloud cover possible early today, but we get plenty of sunshine in the afternoon. Fairly comfortable temperatures with high pressure over the Four Corners region. Going up to about 80, might be a little bit breezy, but not bad. Clear tonight and down to a low of 50, and then a big boost on our daytime highs coming up on Tuesday. We're in the low 90s with sunny skies. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton, and that's your latest forecast.
From townhall.com, I'm Rich Thomason. Instead of being where he would like to be, out on the campaign trail, former President Trump is again stuck in a New York City courtroom. He's there for opening statements now being delivered at his criminal trial. Heading into court this morning, Mr. Trump again accusing President Biden and his cronies of engineering the whole thing.
These are all Biden trials. This is done as election interference. Everybody knows it. I'm here instead of being able to be in Pennsylvania and Georgia and lots of other places campaigning.
Mr. Trump faces 34 felony counts of falsifying business records. At the heart of the case, a routine non-disclosure agreement, with Mr. Trump's lawyers arguing that no crime was committed, despite prosecutors' claims that Mr. Trump schemed to corrupt the 2016 election and then tried to cover it up. A high-ranking Israeli military officer has stepped down some 6 months after the horrific Hamas terror attack that ignited the war in Gaza.
The military says the head of Israel's intelligence directorate, Ahiron Haliva, has resigned over the failures surrounding Hamas's October 7 attack, becoming the first senior figure to step down over his role in the deadliest assault in Israel's history. The resignation sets the stage for more fallout from Israel's top security brass. In his resignation letter, Haliva writes, "The intelligence directorate under my command did not live up to the task we were entrusted with. I carried that black day with me ever since, day after day, night after night. I will carry the pain with me forever." I'm Charles de Ledesma.
As Passover arrives, there's no end in sight to the anti-Israel protests at New York's Columbia University. A rabbi based at the school advising Jewish students to go home and stay there for their own safety. Meanwhile, today, anti-Israel protests have erupted on the campus of Yale University in New Haven, Connecticut. Wall Street, the Dow is up 42 points. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Our government has engorged itself on...
Here's an important message from the Diabetes Solution Center. Do you like pricking your fingers to test your blood sugar levels? No one does, but it's important to maintain your health. And now, by wearing a small remote device called a continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, you don't need to prick your fingers anymore. It's easy to use and helps you make more accurate diabetes treatment decisions. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now. And if you have Medicare or most major insurance coverage, you may be able to get a new CGM at little to no out-of-pocket cost. Shipping is free, and we'll even bill your insurance company for you. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now to learn how to end the painful finger sticks and get your own continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, at little to no out-of-pocket cost.
Agenda.
One of the major issues is there are all these reforms that he wants to put through that remain very popular with lots of working class Colombians, access to great healthcare and education, which are always going to be very, very difficult and complicated to get through Colombian Congress, where he doesn't have a majority. But then there's the issue of insecurity in the country. He wants complete peace, and his way of doing that is, some might say, it's too lenient on armed actors. That's always been a very controversial issue in Colombia, and if people don't have security, that sort of does put an added pressure on him if people don't feel safe in the country.
The BBC's Phoebe Hobson. Police say 4 Germans were caught laying white roses in memory of Hitler at the house where the Nazi dictator was born in Western Austria, the anniversary of his birth. Work started last year on turning the building into a police station meant to make it unattractive as a pilgrimage site for those who glorify Hitler. Townhall.com. Marijuana sales now legal for one tribe in North Carolina.
Medical pot can now be purchased with the Eastern Band of Cherokee Indians opening its dispensary on tribal land. The tribe decriminalized possession of small amounts of marijuana on the tribal lands and formed a medical marijuana system to grow cannabis and sell it. Marijuana use, though, remains illegal in the rest of North Carolina. The tribe is looking at allowing the adult recreational use of pot. Jason Walker reporting.
Terry Anderson, the globe-trotting AP correspondent who became one of America's longest-held hostages, has died. His death yesterday at his home in Greenwood Lake, New York, was confirmed by his daughter. Anderson was snatched from a street in war-torn Lebanon in 1985. He was held for almost 7 years. Terry Anderson was 76 years old. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The travel and what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 9 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 3.
Crazy Pierno.
Of Mornings with Mike Winters, all right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Happy Monday.
Yeah, buddy.
I know. It's Monday. It's not as fun as Friday.
It's not going to go away just because you want it to, so get up, get at 'em, and do something about it.
At least the weather's sunny, beautiful day. Go have you a Monday.
There you go. Good day to get out there and soak up some sunshine.
Right. Once you get going, it's fine.
Yeah.
It's just you got to get going.
Mhm.
Once you're going, you're in the groove. It's just getting going.
It's the motivation of it all.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm very much with you. Got to say a big thanks to all the folks who made the Roswell Honda Classic golf tournament a humongous success.
Good. They have Thomas didn't win the golf ball drop this time, did he?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure he didn't.
Because then people are going to start to wonder if he won 2 years.
It was so funny though, because after the fact, like everybody came out when Trans Aero did their flyover.
Yeah.
And there's just a bunch of people out in front of the pro shop with their phones filming the flyover, and we get back into the radio booth, and Claudia from our sister station, Fiera 106.1, our Spanish station, said the exact same phrase, word for word, that she said last year when we did the golf ball drop.
Really?
Which was, and I quote, "That is the whitest S word I've ever seen in my whole life." I'm like, that's exactly what you said last year. She's like, well, it's true. That's
still fun.
Yeah, I call it redneck fireworks. We just like watching stuff that makes loud noises.
Well, absolutely. And that's the thing. We all chalk it up to, it's a redneck thing. Bull. Baloney.
Yeah.
We all love it.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone loves it. They just don't want to admit it. It's no different than when it's the rubbernecking at the traffic accident all over again. Everyone's, but you know what? Everyone's stopping and gawking. Even the ones judging, they're gawking.
That's right.
So that's horse hockey, to quote Colonel Potter.
We all love a good train wreck.
We do.
We love when things get weird.
Absolutely. But good weekend.
Indeed.
Train wreck free for the most part.
That's right.
So I know it was a little. Did they get to golf pretty good on Saturday? I know the weather was not as cooperative on Saturday. With the weather.
I was worried the rain was going to get in the way. It stopped before the golfers took to the greens. And honestly, I don't think that golfers would be dissuaded by weather. In fact, I've known
get to be kicked off the course, for thunderstorms and stuff. Yeah.
I actually used to know a golfer who he preferred to play during inclement weather, like when it was windy or rainy, because it upped his game.
Yeah, I just like it because I hate when it's too hot. You're walking around, there's no respite. At least when the weather's inclement, nice day.
Yeah,
kick back, shady. It's nice.
Now, I will say, last year. So the event itself, food was provided and they had free beer as well, beer and drinks. Last year, I tried to kind of walk out towards where they said the trailer was, and I got to where the pavement part ends, where the sidewalk ends, and I'm like, where do I go? I didn't know. This year, we managed to get a golf cart.
Nice.
So myself and Ayana, who was with me, actually, we ended up getting in the golf cart and we drove over to where they had the beer pavilion or whatever.
Oh, nice.
So for the first time in my entire career, I sipped an adult beverage while working.
While golf carting.
I felt so wrong. I'm like, am I allowed to do this?
Yeah. Yep.
Like, who's going to come in and yell at me? Thomas wasn't even there on Sunday. So yeah, no, it was fine. It was a great turnout though. Stacey was very happy. It was
good. I actually ran into her briefly Saturday morning. I had to get cat food at Target before we left for Albuquerque, so there was enough food. And I'm one will only assume, as I was going in, she was coming out with a shopping cart full of things. I'm assuming it was for the golf tournament, but it could be. This was probably about 10 in the morning, something like that. So it was when it already started. So I don't know. I'm assuming she was getting more supplies for the golf tournament. That was my hunch.
More than likely,
yeah. But it was just funny. I was like going in the cafe. I was like, oh. Then I was like, hey, how you doing? And went about her day. And then I was thinking, you should be somewhere else right now, I think.
Don't you have something to do today?
But yeah, that was kind of funny. So we're going to talk some baseball this hour. Roswell Invader Baseball is the 2024 season gets underway here May 30th. They start the season with a 3-game series taking on the Austin Weirdos here at home May 30th, 31st, and April 1st.
I'm telling you.
June 1st.
You want to up the attendance, you want to up the get people excited about Invader Baseball, bump it up to Banana Ball.
Well, it takes a while to get there.
You got to get a league of people. Honestly, all you need is one other team, clearly. I mean, the Bananas do it with one other team. You just need one other team to sign off on, okay, this is how we're going to do this.
Well, these guys are playing for like a championship and everything else. And so
fine.
Dancing takes a back seat. This is baseball.
I just want to see somebody on some stilts, that's all.
I would too. I do. I like it. But they have fun with this. Obviously, they're playing the Austin Weirdos.
Yeah.
When you have a name like Weirdos, it has to be weird.
Well, you got keep Austin weird. That's their whole thing. So that makes sense.
But yeah, so we'll talk. So we're gonna have joining us in studio will be pitching coach Evan Katz, and then joining us on the phone will be field manager Garrett Toddy. So we'll talk 2024 Roswell Invaders with Evan and Garrett here in just a few.
Gonna be a good season.
But yeah, we're excited. Of course, they're in town getting ready for spring training and everything because now we're basically just over a month away from the start of the regular season. So they got to get ready. So we'll be doing all that. So we'll talk baseball this hour, talk some Roswell Invader baseball this hour. So before we do any of that, though, let's go ahead and take a look at that weather, which, to be honest, this week is typical New Mexico weather.
Yeah.
This is what New Mexico looks like in the spring. This week is pretty much
wind and
what you
heat.
got. Yeah. So here's your weather. Enjoy.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. A little bit of cloud cover possible early today, but we get plenty of sunshine in the afternoon. Fairly comfortable temperatures with high pressure over the Four Corners region. Going up to about 80, might be a little bit breezy, but not bad. Clear tonight and down to a low of 50, and then a big boost on our daytime highs coming up on Tuesday. We're in the low 90s with sunny skies. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton, and that's your latest forecast.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 57 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 60%. Winds actually a little breezy at the moment, out of the south at 17 miles per hour. Sunny today. Expect highs near 80 degrees. Winds will be out of the south at around 15 miles per hour. Mostly clear tonight with an overnight low of 51 degrees. South winds 15 to 20. They'll drop down 5 to 10 after midnight tonight. Tuesday, sunny and 93 for a high. We're jumping into the 90s tomorrow. South winds 5 to 15 miles per hour. Mostly clear tomorrow night with an overnight low of 53. Southwest winds 10 to 15 miles per hour. Wednesday, back down into the low 80s. Mostly sunny, 83 for a high. North winds 5 to 15 miles per hour. Thursday, we're looking at partly cloudy skies and windy with a high of 89. Friday, sunny and 85. And then for the weekend, sunny and 87. Windy on Saturday. Sunny and breezy with a high of 84 on Sunday. All right, it is 9:14. We're going to take about a 3.5-minute break, and then we'll talk some Roswell Invader baseball on the other side. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
At Anderson Bethany Funeral Home and Crematorium, we honor and pay tribute to the achievements of your loved one by celebrating the life you shared together. Anderson Bethany Funeral Home and Crematorium is compassionate and cares about our local community and the families we serve here in southeastern New Mexico. Locally owned and operated, we will be here to help you decide how to celebrate the bond you've shared and pay tribute to the unique individual you've lost. Visit us at 2609 South Main in Roswell or call 622-5888.
Hi, this is Jim Gill from Roswell Seed Company, here to announce that our geraniums are ready. So now the great debate begins. Are they pink or are they raspberry sorbet? Are they orange or are they Caribbean coral? Well, whatever you call them, they're the prettiest geraniums anywhere. We raise them in our own greenhouse, then send them home with you to brighten up the world. So come get yours now while the selection is best. Don't worry about the silly names.
I heard that.
Yes, dear. Coming, dear. Right away, dear. Of course, you're right.
Wakefield Oil Company is a name you can rely on with full service at the pump the way it used to be. You can expect service in just 15 seconds. They offer bulk fuel and oil services and even diesel exhaust fluid. Wakefield Oil Company will deliver to farms, ranches, dairies, the oil fields, and more with dependable service you can count on. So the next time you need service or delivery, go with the name that locals have trusted since 1983. Wakefield Oil Company, 311 South Virginia in Roswell. Let them earn your business.
Senator Greg Nybert is the only candidate in the race for State Senate District 27 with a strong conservative record on border security and stopping illegal immigration. Greg Nybert has voted against free college for illegals. He's voted against professional licensing for illegals. He has stood strong against Michelle Lujan Grisham, turning New Mexico into a sanctuary state for drugs, crime, and criminals. He has fought to end catch and release for violent criminals and will continue to do so. New Mexico is at the center of a border crisis because our laws make us a haven for illegal immigrants, drug trafficking, and cartel activity. MLG's liberal agenda has unleashed terrible harm on our state. That's why a vote for Greg Nybert is a vote to take back our border security. Greg will keep fighting against the march of the radical left that threatens to harm our way of life. Vote for Greg Nybert, a proving conservative voice for State Senate.
Paid for by Greg Nybert for State Senate.
Attention Roswell and surrounding areas. What you're about to hear will totally blow your mind.
It's the grand reopening at the all-new Roswell Ford. The all-new Roswell Ford has new management and a whole new attitude.
I interrupt this commercial for more breaking news.
Unprecedented growth means opportunity. Stuck in a dead-end job? Looking for a career change? Do you have excellent customer service skills and enjoy a fun, fast-paced work environment? Then listen closely. The all-new Roswell Ford needs talented, hard-working English, Spanish, and bilingual sales reps and service technicians. Roswell Ford is more than just a great place to work. We also offer generous pay plans and competitive benefits for our full-time employees. So what are you waiting for? Why settle for a job when you can have a career? Stop by Roswell Ford today or apply online at roswellford.com. Lower prices, exceptional trade-in values, and a better buying experience. Get on board at Roswell Ford, 821 North Main Street in beautiful Roswell, or visit us online at roswellford.com. Roswell Ford is an equal opportunity employer.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. More than 50% of Americans fall asleep on their sides. That's way better than falling asleep on someone else's side. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 18 minutes after 9 o'clock, and joining us in studio this morning from the Roswell Invaders, we have pitching coach Evan Catch, and then joining us on the phone, we have manager Garrett Toddy as well. Good morning. Garrett, can you hear us okay?
Yeah, I can hear you guys great.
Excellent. Well, thank you, gentlemen. Welcome to Roswell. and I know everyone's getting excited for a new season of Roswell Invaders baseball here. So now, are you guys new to the organization this year, or are you returning to the organization?
Well, I'll be new. I'm here visiting from Boston.
Okay.
For a few days to get a feel for things. But Garrett, he's the experienced hand.
Yeah. So Garrett, we've talked before, I think.
Yeah, maybe a little bit.
Yeah, I think we did. Here.
So I'm new to the organization, being that I've spent the past 3 years managing in Garden City, and then in 19 I played for Garden City, and then in 2018. I played for the Invaders for 3 weeks, and then got released and moved on to another team.
I got
so
you.
I've actually played for the Invaders before.
So you've spent some time in Roswell, New Mexico, and familiar with the area here. So
yeah.
Evan's getting introduced to green chili, you've kind of had a little experience already.
It's on my list
more
this
than
afternoon.
enough.
So do you still
More
play,
than
or you
enough.
just
I
manage?
love my green chili.
So do you also play and manage, or just manage?
No, I just manage.
Okay, because I know sometimes in the Pecos League, sometimes the managers also do play and things. So I didn't know and I imagine that's a tall order to pull off, because not only you have to get ready physically for a game, but by the way, you got to set the team strategy and all the other things that a manager does. So I imagine that could be a tall order. So I imagine it's like, you know what, I'll just do the managing duties. That's good enough there. So Evan, tell us a little bit about yourself. How did you end up here with the Invaders organization?
Well, interestingly enough, I pitched last year for the Austin Weirdos.
Okay.
I had contacted the
So you're going to
commissioner.
see them right out the gate.
Right. I had pitched, and I had knew about the Pecos League because they actually pitched for the White Sands Pupfish in 2017.
Okay.
Living a dream of pitching in professional baseball. And I'd stayed in touch with the commissioner, and I really enjoyed my few days in Alpine pitching with Austin.
Okay.
I contacted the commissioner after the season and asked if there was a team that might need a pitching coach.
Okay.
And he teamed me up with Garrett, and that's how I got here.
Excellent. So as far as working, I mean, because obviously, you guys are just now getting into Roswell and kind of getting ready for the season here. So really, working together, has it all been via phone and Zoom and that way, or have you had the ability to be in the room together and work and strategize?
It's great. My boys live in Northwest Arkansas. And
okay.
Garrett and I had dinner in Kansas, Oklahoma a couple of weeks ago.
Nice. Okay. So you get to meet.
Yeah.
So what's that experience like for you guys? Because I imagine, because a team has to gel, and that's what spring training is going to be about. And as players, they gel and kind of form the bonds and create things. But as a coaching staff, you guys have to do that too. And so does it make it tricky in a league like this to do that kind of thing where, in essence, you're spread out until about a month or two before it's time to do all this. Does that create obstacles, or is that pretty easy for you guys to do that kind of transition?
I mean, there's some tough areas, but I feel like I can, being in the league as long as I have, I'm kind of used to getting to know people over the phone and then meeting them in person.
Sure.
Right before we're about to go.
And
so
since y'all
I'm
played,
pretty used to it
did
by
y'all have a
now.
history there together, playing, or playing on the same field together at one point or another, or against each other, or anything like that? I didn't know if you.
We've shared stories in our experiences.
Gotcha.
We've been talking on the phone once or twice a week, exchanging videos, talking about players. I've been learning about the league. Garrett, I've been learning about Garrett's style and his approach as a manager. I've been sharing what I want to bring as pitching coach, and I think we're really prepared. This is myself and Garrett, and we're hoping to have a bullpen coach also. We're going to have a good team of coaches to support the Invaders.
Excellent, which is really, that's kind of the, when you get, because you're getting the athletes, some of them, like they're fresh. This is young. They, maybe someone coming out of some college or high school ball, and so this is their first stint in a professional environment, and so. Not only do you have to be coaches and kind of teaches the X's and O's of the sport, but you also serve as mentors and almost parental roles a little bit in some of these. Is that something that you kind of, and I imagine it's got to be a bit of a new experience, especially if you've been a player and now you kind of flip to the coaching hat. Is that a neat transition or unique transition for you?
Well, speaking for myself, I've been a coach, and I've also been a parent.
Okay.
And I think that it's a good blend. And Garrett really brings knowledge and experience about the league, and he's been really free in sharing that.
Sure.
So we can figure out how to blend, his knowledge of the Pecos League, what
Sure.
I'm going to bring. And I think we're going to be a good combination to
Sure.
support the Invaders.
And I imagine for you, Garrett, that's whether you're a player or a manager, because of your experience in the Pecos League, obviously playing for multiple organizations within the group here, yeah, that kind of by default turned you into a mentor type, I'm guessing, right?
Yeah, I mean, I try to be a mentor to every player that comes and plays for me, even if they play for me for, I tell every player, even if you play for me for just one day, I'll care about you.
Sure.
For the rest of your career, I don't care.
And that's got to be the mindset. And that's, any good manager has to have that mindset, I'm guessing. Because you got to earn the players' trust and respect, and that's how you do that. And but without establishing in that, you can't get them to do what you want, and vice versa. They're not going to want to do what you want them to do. And so that's the dance sometimes, and you do that by, like you said, you being there and being that person that, regardless of what that person feels like a situation's in, they can turn to you and help you, either help them resolve the problem or whatever it is they're doing. So that's, we can always talk about, how fast you swing the bat or how hard you throw the ball, or, but really your job's, at the end of the day, sometimes is the, how did we get life right? And so I imagine that's got to be fun. That's got to be a cool aspect for the job for you guys. It's awesome when you've been trying to teach a pitcher to throw a certain way, and they finally the light bulb moment happens. I mean, that's a cool moment. But those same times where they have their life moments, when some of these kids, and I say kids, they're young men. They hit those milestones in life. It's like they meet a person. It's like, oh, now they're getting married, and you're part of that. And that's probably, I'm guessing for you guys, probably the best part of the managing side. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, it's up there with winning and being on the field and stuff.
Sure.
I'm not going to say that it's better than winning games and trying to win a championship, but it's up there for sure. It's up there pretty close.
Sure.
But haven't had a lot of those moments because I'm pretty young into my career, but it's I have had a couple, and they are special for sure.
And you got more ahead.
And I think, Mike, as you talked about working with the players, a lot of them are new to professional baseball, coming from college. They're playing every day instead of 3 or 4 times a week.
Sure.
Some of them are far away from home. They're in a different part of the country, a different environment.
Sure.
And so you get really 2 challenges as a coach. You want them to be able to continue to excel.
Sure.
But the second part is you want them to be able to do things that maybe they haven't done before.
Sure. Teach them to be professional ball
That's
players.
right. I mean, these players have gone up, from little league to high school to college, and every time they understand that there's a leap to be made. And that's one of the things that Garrett and I have been talking about. How do we elevate these players one more time to a level of competition that they haven't seen, maybe a set of conditions that they haven't seen, and that's really what happens off the field, after the game, before the game, to get the players ready and also to build on the strengths that they have.
Absolutely. Yeah, because I'm going to take a stab and say every ball player that comes through your doors, they have the ultimate goal of playing Major League Baseball. I mean, whether it's more of a dream or more of a reality, but every one of those people say someday they go to sleep at night and they're in the Yankees uniform or the Braves uniform, whatever their team is, pitching on the mound or behind the plate or whatever it is, they're having those fantasies. And so really at the end of the day, you guys are getting them ready for the next level of that. It's like, we're introducing you to professional baseball. It's a little different than your college. It's a little different than your high school. It's a little different than your little league. The demands are going to be different, but to get to the next level, you're going to have to elevate, and we're going to show you how to do that. And so, that's really what you guys are doing at the end of the day, is sitting here. But in the moment of that, you're creating those other moments we're talking about, because you can't mentor and teach without personal getting involved, and you get to the point where you're going to stay connected with some of these players long until you're retired, and grandkids are probably ball players themselves, you know what I mean?
Yep.
And so that's the idea. So it's really cool. It's like you guys are experiencing the cool part now, and you get to see and hearing a couple, over the next month here as the team's gelling and getting together and starting to form to what we're going to see the 2024 Invaders here. It's an exciting time, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So I encourage folks. Now, as far as spring training go, what's the schedule for you guys now? Are players going to start rolling in here in the next week or two, or what's kind of like the timetable of what the Invaders are going to be doing over the next month here? Oh, Garrett, you there? Oh, we might have lost Garrett.
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, there you go. Sorry about that. Did you hear the question?
You're good. I had to take care of something.
Really fast. Sorry about that.
No, you're fine, man.
Okay.
Usually I have, in the past had a 10-day spring training before the season started. But, Evan, I can't remember the exact date that
I think as of right now, the official date is the 23rd.
Okay.
It's possible it's going to be a couple days before that. I think
Okay.
I think the commissioner is going to be here tomorrow, and that's one of the things that I'll be
Kinda-
trying to work and getting that squared
So
away.
we're still kind of cementing some of those details down.
But the first game is the 30th. So
Yes, with that is concrete. The
Right,
regular
that's it.
season schedule is happening. The first game will be a 3-game home series here against your former team, the Austin Weirdos. So a bit of a homecoming for you a little bit here.
Yep.
And it'll be out at Joe Bauman Stadium, and we want to pack that every night and get out there. It's a fun experience. Come out there, enjoy if you haven't been out to an Invaders game, make May 30th your first game here. Come on out and see what it's all about. Bring the whole family. One thing I know that the Invaders do, and this is a history every year, is the players love interacting with the families and the kids. Like if your kids want to get a chance to meet the players up close and personal, and even hang out in the field with them and do things that you can never do in a Major League Baseball stadium with players, come out to the Invaders game here on May 30th and get the whole family experience. That's the part that is so much fun, and that's what's great about Invader baseball and baseball at the Pecos League level. Is it's such an intimate experience for the fans, the kids, your kids. They'll get to go up and hang out. A lot of times the players will put their hats on their head, just let them be a part of the experience. And so I guarantee you bring your family out, by the end of the game, you're going to have a few baseball fans in your family, and you want to come back and see a few more. So, and by the way, the Roswell Invaders are always a pretty good baseball team. They're usually in the hunt for a championship or in the championship every year. So if you want to see some of the best of Pecos League baseball, it's right in your own backyard here in Roswell, New Mexico. So make Joe Bauman Stadium a regular visiting location here for May, June, and into July here as we get into the playoffs and the meat of the season later on here. So it's going to be exciting.
Yeah, and actually this year is the 70th anniversary of Joe Bauman's historic 1954 season when he hit over 70 home runs.
Yes, it is. There's a reason Joe Bauman. Yeah, there's a lot of history there in Roswell Owen here, and I know some people call it Coca-Cola Field, depending on. I think when you were raised around here is what it kind of is. But yes, officially Joe Bauman Stadium, named after the great Joe Bauman, our Roswell's own professional baseball player. And like you said, those records. And it's an anniversary season here. So who knows? Maybe there might be a special nights or two during the season devoted to those kind of things. So. And by the way, too, if your business or organizations want to get and sponsor game nights and get involved with all that stuff, you'll talk to the more ownership side. Not these guys are busy worrying about X's and O's of baseball, but reach out to the Roswell Invaders and through the more business side of the team, and they'll be happy to talk to you about that. Now I know we might be late in the ball game on this one, but I know a lot of times families will host players and things like that. Is that all arranged for this season, or is there still opportunities there for that?
We're still looking for host families. I think there's information on our website, homepage, roswellinvaders.com.
Okay.
There's a link there that discusses what host families are asked to do and what the players are required to do. And host families, very, very important.
Yeah. Have you guys ever, like, as players, were kind of the hosted as families? Do you ever get to experience that for yourselves?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I've had a host family every year that I've been in the Pecos League.
Yeah, and from what I understand, usually those host families, they kind of spoil you guys a little bit, don't they? Everything I've experienced, it's literally like you got your home cooking at night, but because it's the best of both worlds. So if you're interested in being a host family, it's a lot of fun. I know the families that have done it in the past love it too, because it's like they got a ball player living with them. It's kind of a big deal for them, and it ain't gonna lie. They show off the players. You're kind of like a shiny toy for some of the players. Hey, come meet our ball player. But if you'd like to get involved and help out and be part of the a host family, reach out through the Roswell Invaders website, and we'll be happy to because we got players coming in a few weeks, and they're going to need beds to put those heads in. So reach out on that. But and of course, spring training stuff. When you're out there, are you doing all your stuff at Joe Bauman, or do you guys practice at other places and things like NIMI or something?
Yeah, we're doing everything that we do at Joe Bauman.
Okay, so if you want to come out and watch them practice, and just come on out there and hang out, and they'd love to have you. Come see. You want to get a glimpse of the 2024 team and all that. Now, real quick, I mean, is it too early to talk X's and O's and evaluate, or is that process side come for you guys here during spring training? Or
that's too early.
Yeah, I didn't know if you like. I mean, you have a roster and you might have an idea like, well, I remember him from so and so or this, but you really get a
wouldn't say it anyway right now.
Gotcha.
Sorry, but
no, I get that. But so let me ask you, as a manager, does that impact how you're gonna like if someone said to you, what's the 2024 season gonna, like, what you want to implement? I'm sure as a manager you have your staple things, this is me, but is it a lot of like, well, I got to see what I got to work with, and then we'll develop a strategy? Or you know what I'm saying? Like, is that part of the managing style? I know, like in football, you hear a lot of coaches and they say, well, I coach to the talent of my team, and if they're talented to be more run heavy, then that's what we're going to do. In baseball, is that similar? Like, it's like, hey, we're, if I got a bunch of hitters, we're going to, guess what? We're going to be aggressive hitting, but if we're more defensive minded, then we're going to play that way. So does your strategy form as you understand the talent, or is it, no, we want to get people that match what I'm trying to do?
Yeah. I mean, obviously you want to get people to match, how your philosophy and your managerial style is, but at the same time, you're not going to turn down good players. And
sure.
If you get that many good players that, like, my managerial style is more of old school. where it's, you hit line drives all over the place. You go first, third, second to home. You take the extra base. You steal bases.
Sure.
You play good defense and you pitch well.
Sure.
And that's my kind of more of the style I like managing. It wasn't the style that I played because I couldn't run very fast, so I wasn't going to do that. But
well, that makes sense.
It's a style of managing that I like. So it's the best way that my brain works.
Sure.
So
makes sense.
I like doing that, but at the same time, if I got 5 or 6 guys that can, that are kind of gap to gap kind of power hitters and stuff, I'm not gonna steal as much.
Sure.
So
makes sense. So it's like you have a philosophy and you like doing it this way, but you have to tweak it to based on the talent you have in the bull or on the team here, basically.
Exactly.
And on the pitching side, Garrett and I have really talked about we want pitchers who throw strikes. I've been having conversations with pitchers that are thinking about coming out, and we've been talking, and they asked me what my philosophy is.
Yeah.
I want pitchers who throw first pitch strikes. And the second thing is 1-1 count, 1 ball, 1 strike. It's the pivotal count in an at bat. If you go 2-1, batters hit over 300. If you go 1-2, batters hit under 200. And I tell them, first pitch strike, and that 1-1 count, you've got to win the 1-1 count. And I want pitchers that throw strikes because if you have a pitcher who throws strikes, most hitters can't cover the whole plate.
Gotcha.
So we want pitchers that throw strikes and that are aggressive and take charge of at bats.
And it's playing the odds, basically.
Absolutely. Because most hitters, even the best hitters, can't cover the whole plate.
Sure.
And so we're really going to be emphasizing pitchers that throw strikes and have a good starting staff and the guys that can come out of the bullpen and shut things down.
Sure. And that's true in any. It's like you want to teach. At the end of the day, it's making the least amount of mistakes. And it doesn't matter what sport it is. The team that makes the least amount of mistakes at the end of the day is probably going to win the game. It doesn't matter if it's tennis or baseball or football.
And I agree with Evan on the pitching side.
Sure.
Win the even counts. The 0-0s, the 1-1s, and the 2-2s, and then the 3-2 is the payoff, so it's pretty much even count. Also, if you win those counts as a pitcher, if you win those counts and you get swings and misses or weak contact, you're going to win a lot of games.
Sure. Well, and now I think I'm just gee whiz curious. I mean, I'm not a. I know sports, but I'm more hockey and baseball. I just kind of I know but I'm not deep dive into like the counts and everything. But so when you talk with pitching, is it like because if you're staying ahead in the count, if you're ahead, does it give the pitcher more options? I mean, just like in any kind of in football or if it's third down. You have less options than first down. Is it if it's full count or if you're down 1 and up 3 balls? I mean, it kind of limits on what kind of pitches you can present to your batter, right? I mean, it really hamstrings 100%. The batter or the pitcher on what they can do if they're behind on the counts on every at bat here.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I mean, the key is in Major League Baseball, about 60% of the pitches are strikes, and only a third of those are over the plate because those pitches look like strikes. So the whole idea is if you're ahead in the count or if you're an even count and you can throw a pitch that's on the edge of the strike zone that looks like a strike and may not be a strike,
right?
The batter has to be to try to get his bat on the ball.
So it's really hard to be aggressive if you're always behind in the count.
Absolutely. So you put your pitchers in an advantageous position.
Sure.
Where they can throw a pitch that's at the edge of the strike zone, or the pitch that looks like a strike but isn't a strike.
Sure.
They'll either swing and miss, or they'll hit the ball really weakly.
And this is different question, but same vein here. When it comes to pitching at the Pecos League level. Obviously in high school, college, they start to define roles for pitchers like you're a starter, you're a middle reliever, you're my closer. Does that get more defined at this level, or is it still a little fluid like in high school and college? Like, yeah, you're a closer, but I might bring in as the closer. I might make you put in the starting rotation, or is it more defined at this level? It's like, no, you're a starter. And we're not going to mess with that until we get to playoffs, or if something's not working and we need to change it up, or Or do they get fluid? It's like, no, you're a starter, but I might pull you. If I need you, I'm going to put you in this game for a couple innings. How does it work at this level like that?
It's pretty rigid.
Is it? Okay.
There is some gray area where you might have to move this person or that person, but for the most part, the people that are starters are starters.
Gotcha.
The people that are in the bullpen are in the bullpen.
Gotcha. I didn't know because in high school level, you kind of are learning that, and so one game they might be a middle reliever, the next game they might be in the starting rotation. I didn't know if the Pecos leave, some guys are still learning their niche on some of that.
Well, one of the differences is that we play every day.
Sure.
And so again, in high school and college, you're playing maybe 2 or 3
There's
times
some
a
rest
week.
in between those
College,
games.
it's 4 and maybe 5 times a week. So there's lots of off days.
Sure.
And you can shift guys back and forth. If you have a starting pitcher and he's got a day where he might be throwing in the bullpen, he could potentially come in for an inning if you need to have him help out. But here, when you're pitching every day, you got to have structure, and because you want to have guys on routines and schedules so they can have some predictability. But one of the things that Garrett and I will be talking about, if we have a crucial situation and a crucial series against a tough opponent, we might mix things up a little bit. But that's the kind of stuff we're always talking about behind the scenes.
Sure.
Anyway.
So really, the game, the schedule doesn't even allow that. Otherwise we'd be killing our guys if we did it that way. So that brings another point here too, and it's kind of getting back to that other side with the ancillary side of baseball. Is part of your jobs too is training them to be professional athletes, not only in the limelight, but how to treat their bodies, how to take care of it. These are high school, and sure, they get some of that at that level, but when you get to professional, it's like, no, everything you put in your body and everything that comes out of your body, and what you do is impacts how you play at this level. A good diet can be the difference between a guy having a good game and a bad game sometimes in this level. We get to that level. So is that part of what you guys do is teaching these players to say, you know what? You're young, and yes, you cram down them cheeseburgers. You will pay for that, and so you gotta pay attention to what you're putting in your body and what you're doing with your body. Is there a lot of that at this level where they're kind of, because they're young and guys and they're indestructible and they don't think about things like that sometimes,
Well, you'd be surprised. These kids coming out of college how health conscious they actually are.
Okay.
So they actually care about it because they understand that if I want to be not just a healthy person, but healthy on the field and not hurt, that I kind of need to care about what's going in.
Sure.
So a lot of them care more than you think. But
I think that might be the world we live in. Like now we live in an age where information and things are, when people like myself were their age, we didn't care or have, you know what I'm saying? I think a lot of it is now that the world we live in smaller, it's just, no, this is what athletes do to get to where they're at. Right. You kind of know that going in. So that might be something too, where they just are better educated now than we were.
I've been really impressed.
Maybe a little bit.
Yeah.
I've been really impressed with the pitchers that I've talked to. I ask them about their workout routines and how they take care of themselves. And there's really a very high level. I think it's like anything else in life. You get 25 people together and you're going to get a variety of approaches to different things. But I think one of the most critical things is that when you get to the professional level, player might ask, or someone might ask, what's important? And the answer is everything is important.
Yeah.
Some things are more important than others, but I think you're talking about diet, sleep, and then taking care of your body, working out pre-game and post-game. Those are the things that you're depending on to play every day. Again, for players who are coming from college, it's a big transition.
Sure.
And for guys that have been here, probably guys that have played in the Pecos League, understand a little bit more. And then plus we're driving cars on the road trip.
Yeah,
we're not
this is a little
planes.
Different than the majors where everything's catered to them and they're getting on a bus after the game and driving hours into the night. So it's hard to be healthy in those worlds. You're right.
And that's the thing that's different.
Yeah.
That you're being challenged in your accommodations, you're being challenged in your travel, where maybe you didn't have to worry about that before.
Sure.
And that might elevate the importance of your diet and your sleep and where you get your workout routines.
Makes sense. Yeah, it does. It makes complete sense. Sometimes you have to learn it the hard way, and you get there and it's like, wow, that every time I do that, it's killing me. I should stop doing that. But But yeah, there is also that thing because, obviously when we talk baseball, it's all about team and everyone's doing their part for the team. But it's kind of, when you talk about taking care of yourself, it's like, really, that's your personal responsibility to the team. You didn't make sure you're the best you for when it's time for you to perform for this team, you were there and able to do it. And so it's kind of, no, you've got to make sure you take care of your body. What you put into it does count. How you work out and how you take care of it afterwards. How do you treat it when you abuse it? How do you, this is the life lessons you learn. And that's really your responsibility to the team is saying, hey, you want to do your best for the team, then it's on you and no one else to take care of yourself to do that.
Yeah, that brings to mind the concept of there's 9 guys on the field, and it's really 9 against 1. You got a lineup of 9 guys against a pitcher. You've got 9 guys out in the field against a batter. And although there's a lot of individual moments in baseball, you really need to remind people it's 9 on 1, and you need to be supporting your teammates. So if you're not taking care of your body or your mind, then you're not just letting yourself down.
Sure.
You could be letting your teammate down.
Sure. And that's important. And that's team sports. And that's the case. And it doesn't matter if it's baseball or any sport. That's the concept you have to do to be a team and for it to work. But I would, in pitching, we're talking about health and fitness and everything. Pitching's always been that one enigma when it comes to health and fitness because, and yes, they stay healthy and fit, but and I'm a little older school. But generally, some of the best major league pitchers kind of look like they hang out at the bar sometimes. Like they're loose. They're not, like if they're muscled up and tight, they're not the best pitchers in the world. But if they're a little more loose, they tend to be the ones, especially maybe some of the hurlers just throw heat all the time. They might be a little jacked. But guys that have a repertoire of pitches, they're not jacked up and look like that. They kind of need be a little bit more flexible on some of that stuff.
I think pitching comes down to, can you get the ball over the plate? Yeah. Can you get guys out? And I think that and it's like with any position. Yeah. You might look a little different. Your size might be a little different. Yeah. But if you can execute, it really doesn't matter. I think that's what Garrett and I have been talking about. Players, we're evaluating. Sure. What do we want and what do we need? And I think, Garrett, you might be able to comment on this, that bottom line, we're always talking about, can the person produce on the field?
Sure.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. That's obviously we care how they produce on the field, how talented they are, if they can produce on the field, and then, but it's to kind of take away from what we're talking about. It's not all about what they can do on the field. It's what kind of person they are also.
And that's part of that chemistry.
Right. It's what kind of person, it's what kind of character they have, So that's how we evaluate players is, can they help us on the field? Okay. Now, what kind of human being are they?
Sure.
Are they going to be good to their host house's kids? Are they going to be good to kids that come to the ballpark?
Sure.
Are they going to be out? Are they going to be good members of society?
Sure.
After the game, on the way home or when they, might go out for dinner or whatever.
Yeah. And it's easy to forget that sometimes because at the end of the day, these are young men, 19, 20, these are people that don't have a lot of life experience yet. And you're putting a lot on their plate at one time. And so part of that is, how do they handle that? And how does some handle it better than others? And that's really, and at the end of the day, you're teaching the X's and O's of baseball, but you're also navigating through that part of life. It's like, how do you get to the next level in this sport? We're going to listen to us, show it, and we're going to, if you do the right things, then those opportunities will come. And that's really what you're teaching these guys at this level, is how to be the professional ball player. How to, if you're going to go to the next level and be the next Jason Giambi or whomever we're talking about here, you got to learn it here. And that's what you guys are teaching, whether it's goofing off in batting practice or, in a serious moment, that's all part of the experience.
And for some of these guys, particularly players who are new to the league and want to talk about playing at a higher level, this is their opportunity to demonstrate how they achieve on the field and off the field.
Sure.
They're scouts looking to bring players from the Pecos League to the Frontier League or the Pioneer League. So we're not existing in a vacuum. And if you have a dream, if you have a goal, you've got to think about being a professional 24/7.
Absolutely.
Every single day for 2 months and the playoffs, because everybody is watching.
And especially in the world we live in, where everything you do ends up on the internet 2 minutes later.
Absolutely.
And so you got a lot of eyeballs, and it's a good and bad, and you got to understand the both. And that's what these young men are learning at that level. Mm-hmm. And that's why it's so much fun for you as the fan to come out and be a part of it, because they come out, and that's why I say they really are, because it's a big deal for them too. This is, in some cases, the first time they get quote-unquote fans and people that are appreciating them for them and their talents. And so it's new for them too. So come be a part of that, experience it, and who knows? You can meet a guy out of the ballpark, and 10 years later you're watching them on ESPN because they're in Game 6 of the NLCS or something like that. That's the cool part about this.
Yep. It's happened.
Yep, it absolutely happened. It will happen. It will happen again. I guarantee. There'll be some guy on the roster here a couple years down the road. You'll see him, and they'll be playing for the Braves or playing for one of the major league clubs here. That's the cool part about Pecos League baseball. So get your calendar. So now, like you said, you can go to RoswellInvaders.com, or if you can procure one of their temporary calendars, you can put that on the fridge here. But go to RoswellInvaders.com. You can go there, get tickets. You can even do season tickets. Like if you want to. I don't care when the games are. I want the tickets, and I just want to roll up. That you can do all that stuff and get there and come out and make your weekends here start May 30th. And I say not only weekends, but every day of the week. Because I'm looking at this, especially you look in June. There's literally like the last week of June, you're playing. Actually, the last 3 weeks of June, you have no day off. There's a game every single game, whether it's here in Roswell or on the road somewhere. So getting back to the point you were talking about earlier, just looking at the month of June, the 1st through the end of the month here, I see the 4th is the only open day.
We have 31 games in 31 days.
Yeah,
and that'll get us about 60% of the way through the season, and we will know what kind of team we have after those 31 days.
Yeah, that's a gauntlet for those guys, and so, but it's going to be a lot of fun, and it all starts May 30th, game 1 here. But look, if you want, maybe those last couple weeks of May there leading up, go hang out in Joe Bowden Stadium and catch a few practices, some spring training, maybe a scrimmage or two if they get some stuff, maybe some other teams rolling to the area and get a little scrimmage or something. Come be a part of that, and then come out for game 1 here May 30th out at Joe Bowden Stadium. So it's going to be a lot of fun. So good deal. So what, Rook, before we leave you guys, I'll start with you, Garrett. What's the thing you're most excited about this season? Is there something you're looking forward to the most or can't wait to get involved with?
Well, I have an answer that I can't say on the radio because it has to do possibly with my old employer.
I got you.
But
you got some scores to settle.
Yeah, maybe a little bit.
I got
maybe
you.
A little bit.
Makes sense.
But no, just excited to get back to it. That's it. Just excited to get back to
just doing baseball again, doing baseball things and doing
back
baseball.
To pro baseball. Yeah. I do youth ball during the off season, so getting back to the pro guys is always fun.
Yeah, well, good deal. So just doing the thing. How about for you, Evan? What are you most excited about this season?
Now, I'm looking forward to playing winning baseball.
Excellent. Just wanting to get out there and do baseball.
And I think that's great for the fans, and it's also for the players. When teams are winning, everybody's watching. Fans and scouts.
That's right. You hear professional level, and they're talking about team woes and everything. Team goes on a winning streak, people stop talking about that stuff. You ever notice that? That's true. Winning fixes a lot of things in sports. So, yeah, come on out. And again, but here's the thing. This team's always they're good. Every year they're not competing for the championship. They're right near it. And so if you want to see the best of Pecos League baseball, it is right here at Joe Bauman Stadium. And I guarantee, even though we don't know the makeup of what this team's going to be when it hits the field May 30th, I guarantee it's going to be some of the best baseball that the Pecos League has to offer, and you're going to love it. And come meet the 2024 Roswell Invaders May 30th, and come hang out. And like I said, if you want to do more and be a host family, or maybe your business wants to sponsor a night out, Invader night out at the ballpark, get on RoswellInvaders.com, and you'll find all the information to do that there too. So. Good deal. Well, thank you guys. Appreciate it. And thank you for taking time to talk to us, Garrett. I know you're in the middle of doing a bunch of other stuff, so we thank you for spending a few minutes here, and we look forward to seeing you here, and good luck this season. Hopefully we're talking about another championship here in August or late July time frame. So good deal. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Mike.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. It is, thank you, Garrett. We'll let you go. Thank you, Garrett. Now you can go back and take care of things there. Appreciate it.
Thanks, pal.
Thank you. Bye-bye. All right. And then thank you as well. I appreciate it here.
Absolutely.
And can't wait. Get your Invaders gear and let's do this. Let's cheer on and talk about a Pecos championship here in a few months. So be excited. All right, it is 9:58. I need to play a commercial or two before they kick me off the radio. Don't go away.
Hi, this is Melanie from Glenn's Furniture, and I want to tell you about our store-wide sale happening now. All items in every department are on sale. Upgrade your living space with power reclining sofas and love seats or beautiful sectionals with charging ports. Create ambience with amazing table and floor lamps. Get that long-awaited restful night's sleep with the new Serta mattress. Every department is on sale from our existing prices, so come down to Glenn's Furniture on the corner of Union and Alameda, where delivery is free since 1953.
Senator Greg Nybert is known as a conservative Republican who is effectively fighting for us in Santa Fe. In the last session, Greg Nybert helped stop harmful legislation that would penalize New Mexico businesses with outrageously expensive financial burdens. He knows small businesses do not need more regulation. Greg Nybert helped defeat progressive attempts to make it illegal for New Mexicans to own certain types of firearms and firearm accessories. He knows it's important to protect our rights. During his legislative career, Greg has been responsible for stopping numerous anti-oil and gas bills. He knows it is important to protect our jobs. Senator Greg Nybert is the only candidate for District 27 who has a proven record of protecting us from big government intrusion. Greg Nybert stands for the rights of the people and pledges to continue his work. Please vote for Greg Nybert for Senate District 27.
Paid for by Greg Nybert for State Senate.
Breaking news this hour from townhall.com. I'm John Scott. In New York, opening statements in the Trump criminal trial have begun. Speaking to reporters before entering the courtroom, the former president says this case and the others are a government bid to keep him off the campaign trail.
This is a witch hunt.